What's up, Katrina? Hey, Colby. Welcome, welcome. How you guys doing today? Hey, Wicked Ninja. We're chill fishing in a new spot today. I was gonna take the boat out today, but I woke up late and yeah, we didn't end up taking the boat out. So we're trying a local creek here to see if I've heard rumors that there's some monster browns that come out of here. Browns and rainbows. Hey, Counter Creek. Howdy from Canada. Hey, from Montana here. Good, got back from church a little bit ago, now chilling on the couch. Nice, Colby. Oh, I'm doing good. Well rested. We had a good amount of sleep last night for a change. We're just chilling. Oh man, this stuff is so snaggy. So we're messing around here for a little bit. Yeah, there's supposed to be some monster browns in here. We'll see. Again, I've never fished this creek really before. Dead Rabbit, what's up? Afternoon in Illinois on the Illinois Riverbank. Nice, you fishing too, Dead Rabbit? What's up, Rooster Tail? I'm just bobber fishing. I'm not usually much of a trout fisherman here. We're just seeing what might work here. Get off. Hello. In Italy, we are Lucci. What's up, Get off? Search with Google Translate. Oh, okay. Just tossed on 3 bluegill about 15 minutes ago. Nice. We might switch to a bottom rig here in a minute. Ooh. Gimme. What's up, SoCal? Looks like a nice creek. Yeah, this is called Muddy Creek. It's a long creek, but it's very, very small. Width-wise, depth-wise, pretty shallow. I'm not much of a creek fisherman usually, but we're giving her a shot. We're just floating a bobber down here with a nightcrawler on it. See if we can maybe lure something out. I did see a fish jump over here when I first got here. Couldn't tell what it was though. Rooster tails, what up, caught crank? Yeah, I do have some spinners, some rooster tails. I have caught a few brown like this in the past on the Sun River. I don't know if we're gonna do very well here, but I thought I'd give her a shot. How you doing today, SoCal? Lucio equals pike. Okay. Yeah, I fish for northern pike. That's one of my favorite species to target. I don't think we have pike in this little creek though. Possibly though. We are connected to the Sun River, which is loaded with pike. This is a tributary of the Sun. I think what we're probably going to get out of here, if anything at all, is rainbow trout and brown trout though. How's everybody doing today? ZZZ too easy. What's up, ZZ? Oh my lord. half tempted to switch over to just a sinker rig here. I'm getting so tangled on all these weeds. Pickerel, probably. What's up, ZZZ? My mother-in-law moved out last week. My sister came to pick up my dad to take him to look at a place for him to move. I'm absolutely amazing today. Get to have a little bit of freedom. That sounds nice. Hello all. Please press the like if you enjoy fishing. Thanks, Joy. How you doing today, Joy? Armored Goat and the Crippled Chicken. Man, that's quite the name there, buddy. Armored Goat and Crippled Chicken. Throw on the weedless. Well, I'm getting tangled in the weeds on the side of the bank here, not weeds in the water. It's very overgrown and everything's hanging over the edge of the bank. So every time I cast them, my bobber is floating down and going under all this long grass and we'll do a few more casts here with the bobber. I'm not digging this though. There's like a calmer spot over here, it looks like. Maybe I can get the bobber to sit still. What's up, Dave James? Glad to hear that. Find and enjoy. Nikolai Constantine said hi. What's up, Nikolai? Armored Goat says, my bad. What are you my badding about? I said, I liked your name. Quite the name. What's up, Outfish? How you doing, buddy? How do people post catches on your channel? So if you go to my channel, there's a community tab or a posts tab. Once you click on that, you should be able to post to it. Community button, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Beautiful content, sir. So where's this at? So we are currently fishing, this is called Muddy Creek. Or as my mom told me this morning, Muddy Crick. She says, I'm from Montana. We don't say creek in Montana, we say crick. So we're fishing Muddy Crick. This is in between a town called Power and Gordon. We're kind of out in the boonies right now. This is a tributary of the Sun River. And it's supposedly loaded with monster browns and monster rainbow. Muddy Creek Crick. That's right, Triggy. Double D joined the gang today. What's up, Double D? Caught some trout November spring yesterday. Caught a few rainbow trout. Nice, Katrina. Are they good sized ones? All right, so we're set up today with you guys see me fish this rig often. It's just a clip-on bobber with an inline weight. We're running about 24 inches, maybe 26 inches from the worm, and just a chunk of a crawler here. But I've heard rumors that there's lots of 20+ inch browns in here. So I figured we'd take a poke. Looks similar to the creek I fish here sometimes. I outfish? You normally cast lures and stuff though, right? You're throwing inline spinners, rooster tails, stuff like that. We're just on a bobber rig right now. It was just what was hooked up, so I threw her in. Brilliant, bringing scenery, nice weather. Yeah, it's really nice today. A little bit slight breeze. I did forget my microphone. I forgot my backpack with all my batteries, my microphones, all my stuff in it. So I just have 2 small DeWalt batteries and the Satellite was still in my truck, so. It's probably 70 degrees-ish. Pretty nice. Slight breeze. Doing good though. Really nice outside. Very overcast skies. I don't know, looks like it might rain a little later. We can hear you fine? Okay. Yeah, I'm just worried about the wind noise. The wind, I hate watching videos that have loud wind noise. I don't know if I'm alone on that or... Wow. Man, I gotta show you guys this. These weeds down here are just absolutely loaded with aphids, I think these are. Look at all these bugs. That is nasty. Every plant around here, every leaf. I think these are aphids. They look like aphids. What's up, Kevin Gonzalez? See a gator too? Y'all are insane. There's no gators here. How'd you do in the boat yesterday? We didn't end up, I didn't fish yesterday. I slept. I think if you're talking about Friday, we got our butts handed to us. We got one walleye all day long. Hold on. We're all tangled in the thistle here. How's everybody doing today? There he is again, the amazing rod. What's up, Tommy Stam? Let's go, guys. Smash that like button. Thanks, Tommy. I went trout fishing yesterday, caught some nice rainbows, limited out, so we're eating trout later. Heck yeah, Katrina. Hey, Mr. Purple. Sorry, I missed your message. Tangled. Oh, we're just getting wrapped up in the... There's a bunch of weeds hanging over the edge of the embankment here. What's up, Josie? How you doing today? Yeah, I think we might switch over to a bottom rig here for a little bit. I don't feel like dealing with these weeds constantly. So I'm just gonna toss on. We got our high-low rig here. One of them is still set up with a floating jig. You got our floating jig head, and then just a 1/0 hook. It's a power bait garlic ball. We're gonna throw on some worms on these guys. We'll try this for a little while. If we have no luck, we will switch over to probably some spinners. We'll try a Vibrex or a Panther Martin. Might throw some spoons. Fed up? No, I'm not getting fed up. It's a little irritating to try and pull your rigging out of the weeds every time. So we're gonna throw the bottom rig on here, leave the pole stationary for a little bit. Man, I can't believe how many aphids there are. It's crazy. Hey, Fish King. How you doing, buddy? FTX, what's up? Churgy says hardy. What do you mean hardy? All right, so we just have crawlers on these. We'll throw her in. The only thing I've ever caught out of Muddy Creek, I fished way downstream from here. I caught a bunch of bullheads. But I am told that there are some absolute monster browns and rainbows in this section of the Muddy Creek. So we're gonna see if that's true. What do y'all think? Does this look like it holds monster brown trout? I'm not sure. Let's give you guys a little pan around here. So we're fishing right after there's a bridge here. It's all blocked off. I couldn't get under the bridge. But it's just, I don't know, 15, 20 foot wide. It's probably 3 to 5 feet deep. And it just kind of winds through the landscape around here. I'm parked all the way up back over there. I did see one fish jump like right there when I got here. It's just a small fish. It looked like a trout. Couldn't really tell though. Throw a crayfish on. I would have to catch a crayfish first. Aphids are awful. They're all over my milkweed flowers for the monarch butterflies. Ah, dang. Hey, Justin Hill. Use aphids for bait. That'd be a little difficult. They're bitty. I don't have any hooks that small. Hey, Anthony Lester. Looks like a bass spot if I ever seen one. I don't think there's any. I mean, it's possible. There could be smallmouth in here. I suspect there probably is not, though. Hey, Gary Moore. Welcome to the channel. Hello, I'm new. Glad to have you. We're a pretty chill bunch here. We hang out and fish and stream 2 to 3 times a week usually. Silas, thanks for the sub there. What's up, Thomas Sigma? Agree on the bass? Well, if you guys can will a nice bass onto the end of my pole here, I would not be against it. I suspect, though, that there's probably not bass in here. We threw a bobber rig for a little while. It was getting all tangled up on these weeds here. Ooh, there's a bite. That was quick. Now if we can land it. You guys saw that, right? Hey, Seb, how you doing? Diatomaceous earth. Yeah, diatomaceous earth works real well for any soft-bodied creature. The house that I lived in California, after I first moved in there, the previous tenant had a bunch of dogs and there was a family of frickin' raccoons living underneath the house. And there were fleas. So many fleas in that house, and I fought with everything for like 2 years. I was getting bit up by fleas in there, and I finally ended up dusting the whole house with diatomaceous earth, every crack, every crevice, and within a few months they were all gone. I never had problems with them again. Oh, dang it, I missed it. Shit, something bit at it as I was coming in. All right, well, that's a good sign. We're getting some nibbles here. And getting tangled and losing my bait. We gotta rebait back up, throw back out there. But I think we're gonna catch some fish here. That was 2 bites in a couple of minutes. They weren't massive bites, but they were bites. But getting tangled up on the dang debris here on the side of the river. All these overhanging weeds. All right. Let's get her back in there and get a fish on the line. What are you fishing for? Brown trout or rainbow trout? Bet there are pike in there. There might be sweet leaf. It's connected to the Sun River, and the Sun River, I pull tons of pike out every year. We're pretty far up. We're probably 10 miles up the creek. And there are some pretty shallow spots here, but I wouldn't doubt if there's pike in here. I'd be pretty surprised if we caught one on a worm, but stranger things have happened. Probably hybrids in there for sure. What kind of hybrids do you think? Oh, can somebody, Sebastian, SoCal, one of you mods, can you type dot reset dash catches? There might be walleye in here too, because there's walleye in the Sun River. All right, rig back up. There was an itty bitty little fish that just jumped. Close. Dot reset dash catches. There you go, SoCal. Thank you. Fishing the bottom. Yeah, we're fishing bottom right now. We had a bobber rig out there a minute ago. There's enough current that it's flowing pretty quickly. And with all these overhanging weeds, every time I cast it out and reel it back in, I'm getting tangled up on the weeds. So I'm just trying to reduce the amount of times that I gotta cast it out and bring it back in so I'm not fighting with the weeds on the edge of the embankment here. But we're fishing on the bottom, but we have two hooks on. One of them is laying on the bottom and the other one's a floating jig head, so it's floating up probably 10 to 12 inches off the bottom. But yeah, basically bottom fishing. Yeah, Tommy, it is, but you are... Hold on. You are now a mod, Tommy. Circle hook. Yeah, this is a... There's a nibble. Might have to switch to a smaller hook. I don't know how big the fish are that we're getting here. That was another bite. This is about a 1/0 circle hook. A little big normally than what I would use for trout. But we'll see. Sweet Leaf says, of course I do. Dubcads80 said hi. What's up, Dubcads? Katrina Cook says no. Bay 8 fishing by Yoshi. Want to see what's up, Bay 8? You fish that. Tommy Stam says, thanks, Rod. Oh, you're quite welcome. You're in here all the damn time. You're a good dude. Where are you fishing at? This is Muddy Creek Reservoir. Or, excuse me, Muddy Creek Reservoir. Muddy Creek. Hey, Thomas Sigma. Just realized that lake in-laws catching all those tiny catfish a couple of weeks ago was yellow bullhead. Oh, okay, SoCal. Here, I thought you were fishing for catfish. Nate, there are bullheads in here. We might pull some of them, especially with us fishing off the bottom like this. We're gonna just hold on to it. Hey, Scott by channel, what's up? Cameron Graham, this is Muddy Creek. It's in central Montana. Are you gonna keep any fish today? I've never eaten brown trout before. People tell me it's quite different from rainbow trout. So if we pull a nice sized brown out of here, I might keep it and bring it home and grill her up. David Hutton said hi. What's up, David? Hey, Scott Boy's channel. How you doing, Scott Boy? FC Soccer, have you caught any fish yet? No, we just started. We've been in the water for about 20 minutes. Just been fly fishing, nothing feeding at all for some reason. Just had a storm made through. Storm systems can screw with the barometric pressure, and sometimes fish don't bite well after a storm. If you can catch it like right as the storm is coming in, from what I understand, if you can catch it like on the significant drop of the barometer, it's pretty good fishing, but the day after a storm is often not a great bite. Cameron says, bet you use it. I don't know what you're talking about, Cameron. The Bester Jester, let's not start with that today. Stop, man. Have you ever had the chance to fish in Wisconsin? Sweetleaf, I have not. We haven't caught anything yet, Scott. I never fished Muddy Creek. Decently good flow last time I drove by it. Yeah, there's a good amount of flow here. I'm told that there are absolute monster browns and rainbows that are pulled out of here. Cooking with Cam, don't tell me what to do, buddy. FC Soccer, nope, not yet. Fish whistle blown, good luck, Rod. Thanks, Hillbilly. Jester, I'm going to tell you one last time, enough of that. Fish sticks, what's up? Brown trout and rainbow trout. Fish coming, it's okay. My fault, thing wasn't working. What's up, Brando? Hey, Thomas Sigma. Hey, dude, I just started fishing. I'm getting lures and a rod from Temu to start, or is that good? Yeah, I just pick up whatever. When you're first starting to learn, you don't need a whole lot. Stick to some basic lures, some, bottom rigs, some top rigs. Fishing with a bobber and a worm, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been fishing for, 30 plus years, and I still throw just a simple bobber rig quite often. It's effective. Where's this fishing place at? It's in central Montana. This is Muddy Creek. What bait are you using? Just night crawlers right now. Night crawlers and one power bait garlic ball. Do I like pike? Yeah, pike. Northern pike is my favorite species to target and my favorite species to eat. Flies, I just started. Nice. Hey, Wayne Creech, how you doing, buddy? The reason you haven't gotten anything is you didn't say, here, fishy, fishy. We're saying it now, here, fishy, 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 fishy. We've had a couple of small bites so far. India fish coming, bro? I hope so. I eat pike. Yeah, northern pike is delicious. You got to prepare them properly, though. You got to make sure you bleed them when you catch them. And get rid of the red meat on the lateral line, the bloodline. What I've caught is a 30-inch pike with my brother's rod. Very nice. That's a good-sized pike. My biggest is 42 inches. Favorite fish is northern pike. Cool stream, bro. Tight lines. Thanks, Marty. Welcome to the stream. Haristo Kolov. Hi, where are you based? Greetings from UK. We're in central Montana here in the United States. Yes, Thomas, in the USA. Thanks, Tommy. I had forgot to smash it. Appreciate you. 40 likes already. Let's go. Awesome. Thank you, guys. One of the mods, can you type .set dash water body space muddy space creek, CREEK. What's up, Green Pot? Thanks, Madhead. Give the stream a like, people. Oh, close, Sebastian. It's .set dash water body space muddy space creek. Oh, there it goes. SoCal got it. And then if you could do a set dash location and set it to Gordon, Montana, Gordon. Braxton, welcome to the stream. Nice spot, thank you. It's a pretty nice spot. It's chill here. There you go. Oh, shit. All right, so that's the next one. Do .set dash target and brown trout, comma, rainbow trout. I tried to, Tommy, but sometimes it doesn't work. I've got 3 dots and do it that way. Randall Walker said hi. What's up, Randall? Matt Erickson, you shouldn't be too hard to smash what you caught last stream. Only 2 fish to go. I know, Matt. I know. We're trying. Yeah, I reviewed 3 hours of the water wolf, the catch cam that we had thrown out. 0 fish over 3 hours. That's the first time that's happened. It doesn't matter where else I've dropped that camera. We always get fish follows, fish coming in and, looking, checking out the lure, the camera. Not a damn fish over 3 hours. We were just fishing the wrong spot at Tiber, it seems. I had that also, Josie, just then my phone against the wall, problem solved. That's one way to do it. Let's set her right in front of us here. Thomas Sigma, hello for the 3rd time. Never catching fish. Julian Garcia, nope. I've never caught a fish in my life. I run a fishing channel here to let you guys watch me not catch fish. That's what we're doing here. Google Wolf River cam, you'll see sturgeon. I'd like to see a fish Tiber again, but don't spend 11 hours trolling one spot. We covered 5 miles probably of shoreline. We weren't just fishing one spot. But yeah, next time I go to Tiber, we'll probably load in at the VFW boat launch or the Willow Creek branch. Seems hoot owl restrictions lifted on Sun River. Nice, it's been a minute. Yeah, they did. They lifted the hoot owl restrictions. It's been a little while since they were. Good God. Got all them aphids all over my damn Mountain Dew. Hillbilly, it sucks up here in Ontario because you can only legally run 1 rod per fisherman. Yeah, where I'm fishing right now as well. Central Montana in rivers and streams. It's 1 rod per person, 2 hooks per pole. So we can only have 1 rod in here. Cameron says you definitely need to get a new one. A new what, Cameron? Alan Pershella, yeah, I'm from Wisco. Also had a cam 24/7 in spring for the sturgeon. Oh, that's cool. Are you allowed to use small minnows? No, unfortunately. Dead bait, yes, but not live. Yeah, they're everywhere here. They're just absolutely loaded. I got them all over. You should see my freaking pant legs. I'm gonna try not to. We're not a ballerina here, so. I mean, they're all over. Thousands and thousands of them. What's up, Dave James? Welcome back. Cameron. Oh, I just brushed it off. No, we're fine. I'm not gonna worry about aphids on the outside of the container. Your rules are harsh. Yeah, that's just here in central Montana. It depends on the water body. Lakes, reservoirs, ponds, you're allowed 2 poles, 2 hooks per pole. Yeah, just seeing those aphids makes me want to burn my clothes and take a shower. Olivia Gibbons, we're fishing for brown trout and rainbow trout. If we can get them to bite. We had a couple of small nibbles the first time we threw the bottomer again. Oh Lord. Did I find a snag already? Awesome. Oh, dang it. How? There's no water. What it possibly could I be snagging on there? There we go. Well, we're not going to feel a bite if we're snagged up on something. Yeah, I came down here because I was told there's monster browns in here, so that's what we're trying to get today. There we go. And we're just running a high-low rig here. The top hook has a floating jig head on it, and bottom hook is just a crawler. Try a Rapala. Yeah, we'll switch to probably either some small cranks or some spinners here in a little bit. I just wanted to try a bottom rig for a little while. What's up, Skipjack Cindy? How you doing today? Bet there's pike in there. There very well could be. It's connected to the Sun River. It gets really shallow in spots though. This time of the year, the whole creek isn't traversable. There's very shallow spots that would prevent anything from coming upstream. But anything that was in here before the water level dropped is trapped in here. So I think that's why you end up with such big browns and rainbows here. You've got browns and bows out of the sun. I'm trying to think if I've caught a rainbow out of the sun. I know I've caught browns. Been a long time since I've caught a rainbow. There we go. There's a fish. Whoa! She pulled her drag out. We got a decent one here. First fish, guys. We can land her. Oh, it's a trout, I think. No, sucker? Sucker. All right, well, that was not the target species. She's a fatty. Nice little white sucker. Oh, don't do that, don't do that. Come on, calm down. That's a chunky white sucker. On the floating jig head. Ooh. There we go. They're pretty fish. White sucker is honestly one of my favorite fish to catch around here. Oh, in SoCal, I simplified it as well. I created an alias, so instead of having to type .add-catches, you can simply type .ac space. Yeah, nice little sucker. Let's get a measurement on this guy. We are 15 inches on the button. Nice little guy. Aren't they pretty? Don't throw that back in the water. That's trash fish. They're good for the ecosystem. I don't kill fish just to kill them. It hurts nothing. White sucker are not an invasive species. They're good for the water body. Can you eat suckers? I've never eaten them. Oftentimes when I catch them, I'll save them for cut bait. They work real well for cut bait for pike and tiger muskie. Full of bones. You can eat fish full of bones. You just gotta fillet them, get the bones out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like the embankment, it kind of drops off and like all the weeds are hanging like 2-3 feet over the edge. But we're on the board, we got a fish. Sucker hit hard. They're pretty good fighters. They don't get super big, but Justin Hill, your trash, throw you back. Chevy man, this do you teach pretty good. Thanks, Chevy. I don't like the term trash fish. Ooh, there's another bite already. We got the same sucker biting? Just a nibble. Nibble, nibble. Come on. Oh, I think it picked it up and is swimming with it. No, we missed it. I want to check and make sure we still got a worm, and I'm going to reset the hook. All right, we're good. Almost cast it onto the other bank. They're good fertilizer. Hey, why didn't it add the catch? Oh, dang it, what did I break? It's just dot add catch, not catches. Dot add dash catch space white sucker. What's up, fishy things? Bowfin. Cinders, SoCal. This is Muddy Creek in central Montana. Cigarette seems to never run out. Well, she's gone right now. Got the butt in my pocket. There we go. Thank you, SoCal. I don't know why I was acting like that. Fishy things. I saw a short this morning. Was that lake sturgeon from yesterday? Did you just catch that? That thing was a monster. First fish, yeah. Not the target species, but we'll take it. Set this down for just a quick second here. I'm gonna grab a drink of the soda. Fish is a fish, that's right. What size hooks are you running? Hillbilly, I believe that what's on this is a 1/0 circle hook. Suckers actually taste pretty good that I've heard from my grandma. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people eat them, same with carp. Most people call them a trash fish. A lot of people don't like fish that are bottom feeders for whatever reason. But burbot, for example, is a bottom feeder, and from what I hear, they're one of the best tasting fish around. Mr. Me, what's up? Can you show the surrounding area? Yeah, give me a sec, Matt. Yeah, we'll give you a quick poke around. Fishing in the Fraser and Delta BC. Nice, CK. Having any luck? Hey, Isaac. Do you ice fish at all? I never have, Jay Wayno, but this year I would like to. All right. So we're fishing. I'm kind of fishing. There's this bend in the creek right here, and the water slows way down, and I think it's a little deeper there. So that's kind of where I've been tossing into, is this pool right here. But it's fairly shallow, fairly skinny. The water is moving though. You can see there's a good current coming through here. We tried the bobber rig to start out with, and it was just flowing really fast. But we're fishing, there's a bridge right there. There's no real path to get under the bridge. I normally like fishing under bridges. I think we're getting a nibble on the line here again. But yeah, she just kind of winds in and out of the country here, countryside. It's a long, skinny creek. All fish will feed off the bottom. What's up, Dario? No luck yet, just getting started. Okay. I love creek fishing. I've not spent a lot of time fishing creeks in the past. Ooh. Got some nibbles. Nibbly nibbly. There's definitely a lot of fish in here. Hoping we can find some trout. Can you not do 2 rods? No, unfortunately, I'm gonna try to get bigger lake sturgeon tonight, I think. Nice fishy things. I will try and swing by your live and watch. But no, we're in central Montana. This is a creek, and creeks and rivers. Creeks, rivers, streams. You're allowed 1 pole, 2 hooks. You got to go to a lake, a pond, or a reservoir in central Montana to use 2 poles. Dario, just night crawlers right now. Be back in a few. Okay, SoCal. Carp and suckers are not trash fish. There's no such thing as a trash fish. They used to say lobster was poor man's food, but there's a ton of them because they were overfished. Yeah. Hey, Carlos. How you doing? You'd be left for a sec, but I'm back. Welcome back, Katrina. I get a bite? Oh, ow. I'm all fishy. It was just a nibble, but it was definitely there. I saw it. You're right. Yeah, the sturgeon, they're one of the neatest looking freshwater fish there is. They're awesome. Denny Pavoni says El Salvador. Nice. We're in America here, USA. Maybe wind? No, that was definitely a nibble. Not a very big nibble, but it was a nibble. Get your bell out? Yeah, I probably should. I should just be holding the pole, being as I only have one. Normally I only break the bell out when we have multiple poles, because I can't hold 2 at a time, at least not effectively. Germany here. Nice, Dario. Welcome, A+ Fishing. Dave James says, well said, Chevy Man. Absolutely, I agree with everything Chevy Man said there. Nick Davis, what's up, Nick? My 2 most recent shorts feature a couple of decent sturgeon I caught. Was that this year, Fishy, or was that last year? How's your day been so far? Doing awesome. Chilling. Beautiful weather. We got 1 fish so far. I'm just messing around. We're fishing a local creek that I've never really spent much time fishing. How long are you fishing for? Stream's been set up 45 minutes. The pole, we've had pole in the water for 30 minutes. Lake sturgeon, yeah, get absolutely massive. Eric Ford, welcome to the stream. Justin Hill, you always fish alone. Nobody ever wants to come fishing with me. I don't know, man. I tried getting the kiddo to come today, and he wasn't having it. So he's at grandma's house. 1 from this year, 1 from last year. Okay, fishy things. Hello from South Africa. Hey, deer meat for dinner. Welcome, welcome. Fishing Silent, welcome. Kenneth Boswell says hello. Welcome to the channel, Kenneth. Meat Liquor 73. What do you fish with? We're fishing right now just with night crawlers. We have 2 hooks on the line. It's a high-low rig. 1 night crawler's laying on the bottom, and then the second one is on a chartreuse floating jig head, so it's floating about 12 inches off the bottom. And that's actually what we just caught the sucker off of. Surprisingly, was the floating jig head. All right, I'm gonna get this a little further into the pool. And man, that's all that's left of our half crawler. They chewed the crap out of it. I think we got some bullheads down there that are nom-nomming away on our rig. Let's get a nice healthy chunk of a crawler on here. And they definitely were chewing on our floating jig head here too. Yeah, so that's our floating jig head. It's just a green chartreuse, and then we have a 1/0 bait hook on the second hook. Limpar Lagilos, fishing silent. I don't know what that means. The short where I'm holding the sturgeon over my head is from this year, but the short where it takes 2 guys to lift the sturgeon is my PB. Oh, I didn't see that one. I saw the one where you were lifting. That was a good sized sturgeon. What was the weight and the measurement on the giant one? Your PB. You got a pair of waders, best way to fish a creek. I don't, Matt. I really need to invest in some. What's the main fish there? Rainbow trout and brown trout. No, I've been looking. I don't know if I want to get 2 pairs of waders, one for, warmer season, one for colder season, or if I just want to bite the bullet and grab a cold season wader and sweat through them in the warmer seasons. I don't know. 58 inches. Wow. That's nice, fishy thing. Keeping the trout rod. We're allowed 1 brown over 18 inches in this particular water body, as far as I understand it. So yeah, if I catch a good size brown, we will probably keep it. I've never eaten a brown trout before, and I'd like to try it. Not particularly fond of rainbow trout, but from what I've been told, brown trout taste completely different. So I'm curious to see what they taste like. Thanks for the sub there, Dario. B3 Asian is here. Sucky sucky. Okay, what's up, B3? Welcome. No sucky sucky. What's up, Mary? You going fishing today, Cindy? Hey, Hector. How you doing, Hector? Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming fishing with me today. We're still here in central Montana. This is a new location for the stream. We've never streamed from here before. This is called Muddy Creek. It's a tributary of the Sun River. I know there's brown trout in here, rainbow trout, white sucker. Obviously, we just caught one. I've caught yellow bullhead and black bullhead out of Muddy Creek before. I suspect there might be northern pike and walleye in here as well, as it is a tributary of the Sun, which is full of both of those. Brown trout are the only species of trout that we have that are native to Europe. Oh, I didn't know that, Sebastian. I know that we have a lot of native trout here in Montana. I always assumed that the brown was native. Good to know. Sorry for the wind, guys. I don't have my mic on me today. I packed up my backpack with all my DeWalt batteries and my mic and my GoPro, and it's sitting at the top of my stairs at home. I didn't bring it. So we have 2 small DeWalt batteries here for the satellite. Nothing charging the phone currently, which is going to be a problem. I don't know, might just be a short stream today. It's okay, not bad. Are you letting the current take you, or you got a bait on? We're fishing with a bottom rig right now. One hook has a nightcrawler. The other hook has a nightcrawler on a floating jig head. So we're on the bottom and about 12 inches above, and then there's just a sinker. So it's fairly stationary. The current is tumbling it a little bit. Seems like we've settled though. West slope cutthroat are native species to the Sun River. Okay. By the way, I gotta admire your last stream, dude. 11 hours. Not many people have that much endurance. Oh, it was 16 actually, Hector. We did 11 hours and some change for the first segment of the stream, I stop it before the 12-hour mark because YouTube will only render a 12-hour video. And then we fished for another 5, almost 6 hours after that. But thank you. That's how I fish. I usually don't fish for just a little while. My boy, what's up? Hey, Luke Hooper. How you doing, Luke? Short stream earlier, maybe prostate issues? I don't know what you're talking about, Whiskey. Smoke the rest of that cig, one drag. Yeah, not happening. George, garage, Redskin garage. Yeah, I know, Harrison. Alaska Critter Cam, checking in. What's up, Alaska Critter Cam? Welcome to the channel. Ajit, I am much. Shamala ki nahin. I don't know what that means. KT Hooked, love from Colorado. Thanks, KT Hooked. Welcome to the stream. Cast, Mr. Cheesy Pickles. It's already in the water. Fish has you? No, there's no fish. I'm holding it. I will feel it if something bites. Don't call them trash fish, but I don't eat carp, dogfish. Caught, but bullhead and catfish I love too. Bottom feeders are not grouped together. Yeah, the bullhead here don't really get big enough to eat. But I do like catfish. Channel catfish is one of my favorite fish to eat. Redskin, enough, buddy. You're not as funny as you think you are. Is the bank raised like that everywhere, or are there spots that are lower to the creek? There are other sections of the creek that are lower and not quite so weedy, but if you see here, like the water level when this creek is full is, you know, probably 3-4 feet up the embankment here. We're fairly low this time of the year. This is down to just kind of minimal flow. So most everywhere has a drop off before the water. And I did, before I started the stream here, I walked a quarter mile up the stream here and back. This looked like the most accessible. Most of the other parts are, you know, it's super steep embankment and weeds that are, you know, up to here on me. It's just not accessible. But there are lots of other stops on the Muddy Creek that we could try and hit up maybe later. We might have to, because again, I only have one DeWalt adapter on me. My other one's in my battery bag that I left at home. So we might have to hop back to the truck here for a little while once the battery gets low for me to charge the phone back up. We'll see. Is that brackish? Nope, Jacob Hartley, it's freshwater. We're in central Montana. There's no brackish water here. It's all freshwater. KT Hooked, you tried fried walleye. Yeah, walleye's really good to eat as well. 16 hours, okay, I give up. Need a machine to knock the brush. Yeah, should have loaded my DR trimmer in the back of the truck and come down here and buzzed out a little spot. Oh, that's why I fish Massachusetts. Most creeks here are. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're too far away from the ocean. I'm in central Montana. There's no brackish water in Montana. It's all fresh water. We're going in a few. Oh, nice, Cindy. Where are you guys gonna go fish today? Do you know what landlocked salmon are? Yeah, so we have kokanee salmon here, which are essentially a landlocked version of a sockeye salmon. Rude, what's up, Rude? You don't know yet? Y'all fish like I do. You're like, where are we gonna fish today? I don't know. Let's get in the truck and drive. I always got shears with me if I have a rough swim. Yeah, I don't carry those in my truck. Maybe I should. That would have worked. I hate fishing in the brush. Nice cleared out spot. Yeah. No, it's like I would like to be fishing. I think I'd have more luck with the trout fishing a bobber rig here, just floating her down and reeling it in, floating it down. In small water bodies like this, that's how I've had my best luck in the past, other than with spinners. But every cast out, it's fighting, 2-3 feet of overhanging weeds to get it back in. And it was just driving me crazy. We did that for the first 15 minutes of the stream, and I was like, all right, we're switching to a bottom rig. I'm not dealing with tangles literally every cast. We'll deal with it when we get a fish on the end. Cheers, not a weed whacker. Well, I got the DR trimmer. It's like a weed whacker on wheels. That's what I mow my 2-acre yard with. Currently, it's a nightmare. It takes me a solid week of mowing in, 18-inch paths. But it would work well for this. Landlocked means yeah, no, that's again, if you look up what a kokanee salmon is, it's the landlocked version of a sockeye salmon. Same species, it's just sockeye are saltwater or brackish, kokanee are purely freshwater. I was told switch to clear line. I don't know if it makes a difference. I don't think fair. Sebastian, in the amount of years that I've fished, I have never noticed a discernible difference between a colored line or a clear line. And especially after I started running the water wolf camera and seeing how fish are reacting to, my rigging, the big baits. I've gotten so many different species come up and check out my line when I'm running, big honking lures and, lots of rigging. I don't think fish are nearly as line shy as people make them out to be. There might be certain species, but by and large, most fish don't care. What setup you using? Deer, were you on a high-low rig with night crawlers and a floating jig? You're in America. Yep. Montana, central Montana. Appreciate the sub there, Jacob Hartley. No, Ajit, he's clearly hunting. Yes. We're bear hunting right now. This is my trusty bear hunting rod. If we get one on the end of the line, I'm gonna run though. Just saying. Carp are definitely line shy. Fishy things, no, they're not. I throw out, again, I'm using, my carp fishing rig is this high-low rig. It's a 60-pound black steel leader with 2 giant-ass stainless steel arms sticking off the side of it. I catch the crap out of carp. They're not line shy. At least not around here. Maybe you guys got some, ooh, there's a nibble. Maybe you guys got some sensitive carp around there, but no. The carp here, they don't care. And in fact, I've seen Skipjack Cindy. She's got an underwater camera, not like mine. Mine's a lure camera. Hers, she just tosses out. And they got carp swimming around. I think I've seen Travis walking, like wading right next to the camera, and the carp are swimming all around. They're not. They don't scare very easily. I beat carp with a billy club. No, we don't do that here. Maybe they have courage carp or something. Yeah, I've never seen, it make any difference, running a very simple rig versus a very complicated and heavy and flashy rig. Carp, when they're hungry, they'll bite on anything. XA Aaron, what's up, XA? We're gonna call you Ron. What's up, Ron? No, and that's one thing. Carp fishing, I need to start using my lure camera, not underwater, but it's got like a bobber thing on it that you can basically throw it out and it points directly down at the water. And I need to start rigging that up for carp fishing so we can see some of the carp activity. Art of Pain, what's up, buddy? Waffle, waffle, waffle. Do you ever catch a small fish and don't unhook it at all and cast it back out as bait? No, Waffle. Live bait is not allowed here in most water bodies in central Montana. So I would have to kill it first in order to do it legally. I like to follow the laws and regulations here because I enjoy fishing and I don't want to lose my fishing license. But I've had people ask me that all the time, like, is that still breaking the regulations? You know, if you catch a small fish and don't reel it in and just leave it on there, and if a bigger one comes and eats it, are you technically against the law? I don't know. All right, Explorer, I'm gonna ask you not to spam advertisements in my channel. You're welcome to hang out and fish with us, but don't be spam chat. Guess it could be the city. I did my carp experiments in Madison. Millions of people walking around most pressured spot in Wisconsin. I mean, that could be. And if you have more fishing pressure, people targeting those species, maybe. Not many people around here fish for carp. I rarely see people fishing for carp. Not until they see me catching carp and they're like, hey, how are you catching those? That looked fun. Then they start fishing for carp. But most of the water bodies around here, the carp never really see people targeting them, and maybe that's why they're not so afraid of everything. I guess if people were fishing for them constantly, they might be a little more shy. Excuse me. Oh, we got the bubbly Mountain Dew today. All right, come on. We need another fish. But yeah, fishy thing. This is what I fish for carp with. It's a 60-pound leader, black. I mean, it's big. We got these giant standoffs on it. Got big, bright red beads. You know, I'm using colored hooks. And yeah, we're missing bites here. Something's nibbling on us. And I usually have pretty decent luck when I'm fishing for carp. They don't seem to mind all the extra rigging. And I fish purely with colored line. All of my line is high-vis line. My eyes ain't what they used to be. I like to be able to see my line. And it doesn't seem to bother the fish, so. One push up and I'll subscribe. Monzo, we are a fishing channel, not a athletic channel here. So if you want to sub, feel free. But we're not. I'm not a monkey. And throwing peanuts is not going to get me to do tricks for you. Gilbert Olvera, I'll donate 50 if you catch a fish. Well, Gilbert, hang out for a little bit. We will catch you a fish. Monzo Bean. No, we already read that. What's up, Thomas? I'd cast that rig one time. I'll be untangling like Christmas lights. They don't tangle up bad. That's what the standoffs are on it. It kind of keeps your my brain worked here, my leaders away from the main line. And when they do wrap up, usually you can just kind of jiggle it while it's in the air and it unspins itself. They do get a little tangly sometimes, but usually not bad. They never actually donate. I know, Katrina. We had somebody the other day that was like, I'll donate $500 if you can catch a fish. And literally like 2 seconds later, I was hooked up and had a fish in the screen. They're like, oh yeah, my bad. I don't actually have money to donate. I was just kidding. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. You ever try power bait? Yeah, there's actually one of the hooks on this has a little, I don't have the container handy. A little red floating garlic power bait egg. Red and pink with some sparklies in it. Power bait usually works pretty good. Catch a lot of catfish off of it, a lot of bullheads in particular. I've never had much luck with trout with the power bait though. You catching all day? You fishing all day? It's gonna be a shorter stream today. I have to pick up Mia from work at 6, which is in about 4.5 hours. And I don't have all my batteries with me today. I'm thinking about doing a night stream tonight though. Ooh, that was a nibble. After I pick me up from work, I might regroup and head somewhere to do some night fishing tonight. Are you using your magic sauce? No, I don't. I should. I do have my Diddy sauce here and some red shrimp sauce as well in my bag. We could try it. Caught an 8-pounder today. What species, Noah? It's a big fish. Any tips on catching bass? I'm useless. I'm not a big bass fisherman. What works for me, and it's, you know, a lot of bass fishermen are gonna scoff at it. I use a bobber and a worm. And I just, instead of tossing it out and leaving, I toss it out and slowly crank it back in. Just fast enough to where you're basically keeping your bobber above the water. You're not pulling fast enough to submerge it. And I've done fairly well with largemouth bass. Smallmouth as well. Deer meat, that's the easiest fish to catch. That's why there's so many tournaments. What I see most people using for bass, though, are, you know, like Ned rigs, Texas rigs, wacky rigs. You know, just different variations of, you know, a worm on a hook with, you know, either a weight or no weight. But I've caught them off all sorts of things. I mean, a largemouth bass is a, you know, a voracious predator. Most of the bites that I have are, you know, within moments of my bait hitting the water, they strike at it. So it doesn't really matter what you're throwing. It's more about finding where the bass are. And if they're not hitting on the strike itself, they're hitting, you know, within a few feet of the bank before you get your rig back, you know, out of the water. So don't be in a rush to get your rigging back out of the water. When it's close to the shore, that's where most of my strikes have come from. Ever try crayfish? Yeah, ratfish every once in a while. I've never had good luck fishing with them, but every fish I harvest nearly has a belly full of cray. Caught a largie on cranks, Senkos, all types. Out of Senko, get smacked. Legacy Discoveries, Whopper Plopper caught. Man, 9-pound largemouth. Heck yeah, topwater action. Mark Clapper, I catch most of my bass off of crankbaits. Yeah, that bass you posted, a couple of basses that you posted on Fishbrain recently were really nice, Mark. Way bigger than what I've ever caught. Texas state record bass was caught on a chicken McNugget. Nice. How you got? No kings. No king what? What do you mean? Thanks, brother. This year has been pretty lucky for me. Yeah, you're welcome. I've had a few PBs this year. Nothing too ridiculous though. Come on, fishy. All right, let's blow the old fish whistle here and see if we can lure some fish in. A little fish jumping over there. And we'll fish this bottom rig for a little bit longer here. I think I'm gonna try and switch to excuse me. Dang fish whistle. We might switch to some inline spinners here in a little bit and try out. What are you fishing for right now? Brown trout and rainbow trout. Although I'd take anything that'll bite. Just got back from fishing. I snagged 2 decent 1.5 pound smallies. Nice. You baked? No, not baked. The one, welcome. Ander Thiker, welcome. Rowdy, you just getting started? Yes, we are, Big Homer. I need a fish whistle. They help sometimes. Let me recast this guy. Yeah, we were barely in the water there. Twist it around here. Let's try upstream just a little bit. We've tried in front of us, we've tried downstream. Let's try a little over towards the bridge here. It's a little skinnier channel down there. Maybe we can catch them as they're being funneled into a skinnier area. Anders Thiker, good evening from Denmark. Welcome, Anders. They say fishing is 50% luck, 50% skill. I think it's 45% luck, 45% skill, and 10% talking to the fish. Come on, fishy, just bite. So you allocate 10% to willing a fish onto the end of your line. I'll buy it. Sounds about right. I'll be back in a few. All right, Josie. We'll be here. I got a fish siren hitting now. Nice. We don't have the fish siren. Maybe I'll have to look into getting one of those. James Slabberts. Hey, Vox, been a minute since I've been on stream. How's it going? Got my fish whistle next to me. Nice, James. We're doing good. We're dinking around. I've never fished this spot before. This is Muddy Creek at, I guess you'd call this Gordon Bridge. I went to the dump this morning to drop my trash off, and it's right, the Vaughn dump is right in front of the Muddy Creek. And I was asking the guy at the dump if there was a road to access the Muddy Creek right behind the dump. And he says, oh yeah, but if you want to fish the Muddy Creek, go up to Gordon Bridge. He says he's been catching big old brown trout out of here. So here we are. We're on Muddy Creek near Gordon Bridge, trying to catch some big old browns. How you doing, James? Black Cast Crew, if you say fishy Fortnite, I will subscribe. I just said fishy Fortnite. Thanks for the sub. Come on, fishy. Let's do this. I would like to see a nice, beautiful brown. And then I'm going to take you home and I'm going to eat you. How's that sound? Any of y'all eating brown? Everybody tells me it tastes different than rainbows. I've never actually tried brown. I've caught a bunch of them. But the regulations on browns are always so screwy in most of the water bodies around here. I'm never quite sure if I can keep them, what the slot size is. So I always throw them back. But I checked the regulations today. In this particular water body, I'm allowed 1 brown over 18 inches or 5 total brown. But we just want 1. I want to taste it. It's so good. You've caught brown in Idaho. Anyone else get jealous of the bass Josie catches? I do. I do, Katrina. She catches some nice-ass bass. The biggest bass I've ever caught's 2 pounds. So, yeah, Josie's bass are enormous compared to what I pull in around here. Hope you catch some aliens while fishing. Thanks, Mr. Mondo. The alien we caught, that was out of the Sun River, which is connected to this one, so maybe. Doing pretty good, thanks. Been doing a lot of saltwater fishing recently. Fortunate enough, someone to take me. Caught 15-kilo Garrick, biggest and best fish of my life. Took 17 minutes. Nice. I have no idea what the hell a Garrick even is. But 15 kilos, I don't care what it is. Give me one. I want to fight that fish. Where is this at? Central Montana. This is called Muddy Creek. To get into the boat going again in the morning at 3 makes me second guess freshwater fish. Oh yeah, saltwater fishing is something else. Like, I like multi-species fishing. I throw a worm out, or a lake, a river, a creek. You never know what you're gonna pull in. I don't care what you throw in the water in the ocean. You literally never know what you're gonna catch. When I fished down in Florida, we probably caught 50 plus species over 3 months of fishing there. Just an insane amount of different fish in the ocean. Really tasty white meat. Okay. Yeah, rainbow, like the texture of rainbow is good. Most rainbow that I've eaten are quite fishy tasting. And while I like the taste of fish, I don't like an overpowering fishy taste. And rainbow for me are just, they're quite gamey. And I've heard that browns aren't quite so strong tasting. And again, it's a white meat. I think brown tastes better because they're aren't farmed like rainbow. What's the biggest fish you've caught? Darren, biggest fish I've landed, weighed, measured, was a 22.5 pound, 42 inch northern pike. I've had bigger fish on my line. I haven't got them in the net, to tape and measure them. Robert Medina, what's up, Robert? We're doing good. We're just fishing. We have one white sucker so far. Not what we're after though. We're trying to get some big browns out of here. I just did my fish call. Hopefully you'll get one in the distance. Maybe is the problem. Maybe. I don't know. We were getting more nibbles further down here. I'm getting a little impatient here. We're gonna move the rig again. I keep seeing small fish surface over here. In fact, let's move you guys over this way so you can see. It's just hard for me to read the chat in that direction. Off the coast of South Africa. Oh wow, you're South Africa. You're on an adventure there, my friend. I just did my fish call. Already read that. Good luck from northern Wyoming. Thanks, Galen. They're in here. I know they are. I mean, again, there's choke points in this creek that just make travel up and down it impossible this time of year. So what's in here is stuck in here till next season. Unless they're doing, some flying fishy things, which maybe they do. I don't know. Do you think we could abuse Nightbot to answer questions like if someone starts, what's your, then the variables could be PB favorite lure? Nightbot, no. Nightbot doesn't, I don't think they parse chat like that. I would have to basically consume all of chat. Stream Elements, though, I think does. So if you go to Stream Elements and create like a custom command there, and then kind of like how Nightbot has the alias section, if you expand it on Stream Elements, it prompts, it's got prompts like that. How do you So it's reading the whole chat. You don't necessarily have to have a dot prefix or a exclamation prefix. I could probably do something similar with Nightbot. It would just take a whole bunch more work. I think it would probably be easier to do that in Stream Elements. But yeah, I think we could do something like that with some additional programming. Oops, something just bumped it. Because yeah, for those exact questions, I usually, a half a dozen or a dozen times a stream, people are asking me, what rod are you using? What's your favorite fish? What's your biggest fish? So stuff like that it'd be really handy to have the bot just spit back an answer. How are we, fella? Dear Mama, we're doing amazing today. How you doing, dear Mama? Gavin, how you doing? Welcome. What's your variables exist and do those? Yeah, so let me toy around with that a little bit. I think we could do that. I'm in the yachting industry. Just got back from France. Goal is one day to work on a Marlin charter yacht in Florida or Miami. Made in life. That does sound fun. Donuts, what are you using? So we're using right now, it's called a high-low rig. It's a leader that's got 2 T standoffs. If you know what a crappie rig is, or excuse me, not a, what do they call them? Oh, my brain. What is the mono version of it? Not a crappie rig. I don't know what the hell. It's 2 standoffs, 2 metal T's on a thick leader. The bottom hook is just a night crawler. The top hook is a floating jig head with a crawler. Oh, there's a nibble. I should just tie up a drop shot rig though. That's what I should be using here. Rodbot GPT. Yeah, I've built dozens of bots in the past, Crappy Man. So I've had a long history of frequenting chat sites, cam chat sites. Ever since I was a teenager, I've been into it. So I've pretty much every platform I've ever spent any amount of time on, I've coded up a custom bot for it. But normally I don't have, a utility like Nightbot or Stream Elements that does the work of parsing every line of chat. Normally I have to basically scrape the chat. So I create, a user that joins and it scrapes every chat line that comes through, gets pulled back, scraped, put in a database, and then I again parse that chat and perform queries upon it or actions based upon what the chat is. So yeah, I've built stuff exactly like what you're talking about. I just not with Nightbot or Stream Elements. New to trout fishing from VA, but bottom rig. Yeah, bottom rig right now. Bottom rigs can work. Some people, what I was going to fish with and what I tried for the first 15 minutes was a bobber rig. Usually that'll work better fishing from the top rather than the bottom for trout. We're in a creek here though. It's 3 to 5 feet deep. Pretty much everywhere is the top, everywhere is the bottom. So the bottom rig that we're throwing right now, it's got 2 hooks on it. One of them is flat on the bottom. There's nothing lifting it off. The second one is a floating jig head. So whatever your leader length is, whether it's 8 inches or 18 inches, your floating floating jig head is gonna be like a bobber, but from the bottom. So now we're fishing on the bottom and 18 inches off the bottom with the same rig. It's just presenting 2 different options, 2 different places in the water column. Give you a little bit better luck. No, Donuts, we're in central Montana. Have a user that's always active, your PC's off, then GG. No, so I don't even run it. What I use, it's called a headless system. So I script up using like Chrome headless, which is like your Google Chrome web browser that you would load, you know, when you're looking at a screen. Chrome headless is one that you're just programmatically loading the chat. There is no screen, so you're never looking at it. It's not running on my local computer. It's running on, you know, a VM out in the cloud. And then from there, I use a programming language called Python. And I scrape the website using Python. There's a few different libraries that you can use that will basically programmatically pull in all of the data from the website, and then you just parse it. So it's constantly waiting and pulling in everything that's said in chat, and again, then you perform your queries and actions based upon that. I've always caught trout on fly rods. The only thing I use for trout is 4-pound line. Yeah, I don't know how to fly fish. Cheers, man. Gotta go sleep. Waking up early for fishing. Best of luck. Thanks, James. Good luck out on the boat. Hope you catch a monster. Go get another PB. Fly fishing for trout and salmon is great. It looks fun as hell. It's just, it also looks like a lot of work. And it looks also like a lot of expensive gear that I don't own. And I don't want to own. I already have one addiction in conventional fishing. And there are so many other different things that I still want to buy. I don't need a whole new sport. Fly fishing is a completely different sport as far as I'm concerned. It's like talking about frickin' football versus baseball. Yes, you're both, you have a ball and you're doing something with a ball, but everything else about it is different. Got it, so you need to pull that chat and have it act accordingly. Yeah, so I'm just, again, I'm receiving a constant stream of basically just the text from the chat. And every new item that comes in, it gets fed into an algorithm, you know, checking to see, is there a command prefix? Is there, you know, a pattern match of 2-3 words that I'm looking for? And it runs from very, very basic things to quite complicated things. But again, that's what I do. I'm a developer by nature. I've been doing it for decades. It's what I do for work. And I do it for work because it's a passion that I've had as always, just a hobby as a nerd. Ever since I learned how to use computers, I've been, I mean, for lack of better words, hacking things. You know, you break it down, you see how things work, you improve upon it, you break things to make them do things they're not supposed to. It's always been a hobby of mine. So when I get some more time, we'll figure something out. We can add some more cool stuff tonight, but what we've done so far is just very, very basic compared to what we can do. It's expensive, but once you learn it, it's so much fun. Trout here fight like bass. Yeah, no, like I said, it absolutely looks fun. It's just, I don't need another hobby. More power to y'all that do it, though. Oh, fishy. I'm feeling quite common. Little nibbles. We might need to throw a little bit smaller hook on there. I came down here expecting monsters. We might just be having some minnows picking. And if so, I would still like to catch them. I want to see what's in here. 117 likes already. Let's go. Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Hopefully we can get a nice brown or a rainbow out of here while we play. I'm gonna have to do some more exploring on this creek though to see if we can find somewhere that's not so damn overgrown. I really don't like fishing banks that are just full of weeds and overhanging crap like this. It's just so much more tedious. But I am having quite a few nibbles, and every time I pull up the worms, they're all chewed to hell. So I don't know if it's little bullheads that are doing, or if it's possibly just small trout picking at it. That the 1/0 hook on the bottom hook, or it's probably closer to like a size 2 hook on the floating jig head. So it's quite a bit smaller, but not micro hook. Dang, everybody's leaving. Is my stream gone funky here? Oh wait, I'm way behind in chat. Definitely interesting. I haven't coded anything since Visual Basics. Crack Yahoo accounts. You can get some off Temu for 20 bucks. Fly rods. What are you fishing for? We're after brown trout and rainbow trout. How you doing, Deborah? How are you, Logan? Sorry, I was scrolled up in chat. I didn't realize people were talking. But wow, we went from like 100 people to 30 people. I've offended somebody. Eric Jansen, where are you at? We're Muddy Creek in central Montana. It's a tributary of the Sun River. And we're right outside. We're kind of in between a town called Power, Montana and Gordon, Montana. I was given a tip that there's some giant browns that lurk down here. What bait are you using? We're just using nightcrawlers right now. Hey, Dirty Bird, how you doing? How many catch so far? One. We caught one white sucker so far. Travis, every time you come in here, you're in some major disaster. A tornado, a flood, an earthquake, a tsunami, your uncle's brother's cousin, house burnt down. Like, I don't know if you're trolling or you're just looking for attention, but I'm sorry every major catastrophe happens to you on a daily basis. Incredibly sorry. But I don't want to hear about it anymore. Brown trout like salmon eggs. Yeah, so I did, shoot. I'm gonna dig through here. I know I have corn. I think I gotta go check my bullshit box in my truck. I don't know if I have any eggs, because that is a good point. I did forget eggs. I got salmon eggs. I have like 2 or 3 different kinds of salmon eggs. What's the biggest rainbow? I just caught my PB rainbow this year. It was, I'd have to look it up on FishBrain. It was like 4.96 pounds and 23.5 inches, something like that. Pretty decent rainbow. Not massive. Our rainbow trout here in Montana get real big. Like 37, 38 pounds, something like that. But it was by far the biggest trout I've ever caught. Crickets would work. Scott, that's a good idea. I do see some grasshoppers jumping around. I could grab a grasshopper. Cricket might be a little hard to find during daylight, though. We can't use salmon. Oh, they restrict salmon eggs? It's a big trout. It was a good sized trout, yeah. Red salmon eggs are best. Okay. Grasshoppers. Our record rainbow trout here in Missouri is 40 pounds. Wow. Yeah, I can't even imagine having a 30+ pound trout on the end of my line. That would be incredible. Grasshoppers are indeed a good. All right, well, the next one I see hop by, we'll snag and we'll throw her on a hook. I'll keep an eye out. I've seen quite a few of them jumping around here. Ooh, nibble. Come on. Why is it the moment I pick up the pole, the nibbles always go away? Moonify. YouTube, I've been getting stuff on my hooks, but I always snap. I have line since I bought spin rod combo from Big 5. They keep talking. Taking my bait, hooks and lures, my line, what should I do? Moonify, it sounds like you're probably using some fairly light, possibly mono. Go switch on all my pulls, and what I would recommend for anybody, unless you have a very specific reason not to, throw like some 30-pound braid on your reels. I have never found a reason that I'd need anything lighter than that. You'll lose far fewer lures. You can drag branches and rocks and crap out of the river or the pond or lake wherever you're fishing. And a 30-pound braid, so like what I'm using is Suffix Advanced 30-pound braid. It's the equivalent of like a 8-pound mono. So I mean, it's super, super thin. That 30-pound line is not a big, thick line. But yeah, if you're losing stuff like it, go put some heavier line on there. Get some decent poundage, decent pound braid. You'll lose a lot less stuff. Now, it's not invincible. You will still break off if you try and pull a tree out of the water, but I've pulled some pretty impressive things out of the water with 30-pound braid. Try the Hoosick River in upstate New York. Eric, that's a little far away for me. Yo, we fishing with a license or on the DL? Always a license, guy. Everyone just uses me. Little toilet, you're in here almost every stream telling me that people use you. You ever think maybe you enjoy it? It was caught at the lake of Ozarks, which I was surprised it was warm water. Nice. Asking for a narc. Nice guy. Now, we are fully licensed, always. Hell yeah, that'll get them. Grasshoppers for bass too. Rachel Cole said hi. Welcome to the stream, Rachel. Oops. Damn, I'm way behind here. Let me get through some of these messages. Not to burn the chat, but not enough rain. And now it's all drought here again. What kind of 30-pound braided line would you recommend? Suffix Advanced. I use Suffix Advanced on all my rigs, whether it be braid line, lead core line. I use all their fluorocarbon leaders. Suffix Advanced is what I recommend. Yo, Rod, how much it cost you for what, Zamola? Oh, my rod. The Ugly Stick Carbon retails for about $100. You can usually get them on sale, though, for like $60 over the holidays. The reel is a Piscafun Carbon X. They range anywhere from $40 to $60 retail. And you can usually, Piscafun is constantly having deals. If you go to their website and sign up for their discount email, you know, join their member list, you can usually get it for about $40. So the combo, depending on whether or not it's on sale or not, it's $100 to $140. Very, very good, very low cost. More than 15, but I have 2 cigarettes in my hand. Brand a cig, American Spirit. Pulled a 15-pound softshell turtle out of the river with 8-pound mono. Wow, nice. There's a grasshopper on the bush right there. Travis Crane is there. Probably gone by now. I'm behind in chat. Let me, your rod's bent. I have a sinker on it, and I'm holding tension on it so I feel the bites. Mason Kennedy sent a happy poop. Thank you, Mason. Welcome to the stream. Headed to Bass Lake for 2 weeks. I'm happy to go. Such a great time. Heck yeah. Anywhere fishing for 2 weeks sounds like a vacation I need. You get a fish brand notification. I heard drag pull. Yeah, it was fish brain. Somebody caught something or commented on one of my catches. Oh, no. One of my followers caught a common carp. Where's he fishing today? Sun River. Oh, a 17-pounder. She's bleeding bad though, wow. That's a nice fish though. Jake, if you're watching. How much yards of line should I get of Suffolk's Advanced Braided 3rd Pound? So it depends. Your reel size is going to determine how much you need. Usually they come in, what is it, 120 yards or 300 yards. A burbot? He caught a frickin' burbot? Jake, what the shit? He did. He was night fishing. Oh, I'm so jelly. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's just a baby burbot. He caught a burbot out of the Sun River. Yeah, so you check the reel itself. It'll tell you on it that it'll take X amount of yards of this dimension mono, Y amount of yards of this dimension braid. So you just got to look and see what it's spec'd for. Most smaller reels, the 120 yards of braid is probably sufficient. But what I would recommend is grabbing, a 300 yard spool of it, and that'll give you, at least 2 spools of braid over time. It's a desert drought here again. How do I check? Yeah, it'll say, let me pull this in a little bit. Yeah, so like right on the edge of the spindle, and this is gonna be backwards for you guys, but like right here, it says braid capacity, 10 pound, 110 yards, and then it gives a dimension, 0.166 millimeters. Mono capacity, 6 pounds, 100 yards, and then it gives a dimension. So you would just have to read on the side of the reel, and almost all of them are gonna tell you how much mono it'll accept at, this size poundage, how much braid it'll accept. And then you can go and you'll have to use a calculator and convert what 30-pound braid is versus, I think it's probably speccing it for, 10 pound or 12 pound braid. But you'll have to look at the specific reel. All of them are different. All right. Let's get some of the old ditty sauce on here. See if that helps. And if that doesn't, we'll throw a smaller hook on one of these. In fact, I have some pink corn here. We're just, for the hell of it, gonna throw a couple of kernels of that on there as well. I really should go check and see if I have some eggs up in the truck. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're all in my tackle box in my boat, though. All right. Oh, ditty sauce. What type of fish are you trying to catch? We're after brown trout and rainbow trout. What's up, Stephen Connor? What's your reel and rod combo? I think I came in during an explanation. It's a ugly stick carbon, 6'10", medium light fast action, paired with a Carbon X2, a Piscofun Carbon X2 reel, and this is the 2000 series. No, this one's the 1000 series. The 2000 series is on the ground right here. Ditty oil. Yeah, it's my earthworm scent attractant. That one walleye you caught was huge. Oh, Katrina, there was a member of the chat here. He's not in here today though. That was Matt that caught that big one. It was his first walleye, and he didn't have a net with him, so we netted it for him. I helped get the hook out and showed him how to hold it. And nice fish though, huh? Holy crap, that sounded like a bag of shit. It was a big semi loaded with something going over this tiny little bridge here. Looks and sounds good. Yeah, no, that one from I think that's what you're talking about, the 26.5 incher from Helena Causeway. Yeah, that was just smaller than my biggest. My biggest was 27.5 or excuse me, no, just under 30 inches and 6.5 pounds ish. All right, Travis, I told you, bro. You can come back in an hour. We'll make it 30 minutes. I don't want to hear about the natural disaster that's hitting you every 10 minutes. Dude, I don't know if any of y'all get him in your lives or your chats, but every time he's in here, some natural disaster is hitting him. He's either in a forest fire, a tornado, a hurricane, an earthquake. Somebody burnt his house down. Somebody burnt his grandpa's house down. Anyways. How's everybody doing today? Anybody catch any big fish this weekend? We caught a little walleye on Friday. Didn't fish it all yesterday, and today we've just caught one white sucker so far. Still having fun though. We'll get the big guns here eventually. Yeah, no, Katrina on that Helena stream, we caught 22 walleye over the course of the stream. Just none of them very big. Sharknado, right? What's the fishing for? Qualified. We're after brown trout and rainbow trout. You had a big bite? Hey, I just set the pole down. All right, let's throw a bell on there, being as I'm hard of seeing apparently. Maybe my ears work a little better. Blank 2 days on the river. That's frustrating. Sebastian, you mainly fly fish, right? I got 2 to 3 foot northern. That's a pretty big difference, 2 foot and 3 foot. Both nice. 24 inches, 36 inches. A 36-inch northern pike is a beast. What's up, Joseph? Spinners is what I enjoy the most. Okay, so you're using a conventional line with just a spinner. That's what we should throw on here. See, just itty bitty nibblies. There's so much overhang here. We're gonna be getting tangled up every cast. DPK Gaming says, hello, you got anything? One white. Hey guys, sorry about that. First battery died. That 5 amp hour didn't last very long at all. 2 hours, if that. We're on a 4 amp now, so it's gonna last even shorter. When this next battery dies, we're gonna have to head back to the house and grab the other batteries. We might switch to a different location as well. Sorry about that. I think we're having one of those disasters, Travis C. Oh yeah. Maybe. Now, I just came poorly prepared to stream today. Normally I carry 2 backpacks, but one is my fishing backpack that's got all my lures and hooks and stuff in it. And then I carry a streaming backpack that's full of my batteries, my GoPros, my mic, all of my stuff. And I packed it up before I went to drop me off at work today. And then I came home and dropped the kiddo off at Grandma's house. And I forgot to run inside and grab my damn streaming bag. So we're running off just what I had left in my truck, which is 2 small DeWalt batteries that I usually use for charging my mic, my phone, you know, accessories, but not the Starlink. We're just on a floating jig head tipped with a nightcrawler, and then a bottom hook with a crawler. So just nightcrawlers at the moment. Bet you caught a fish offline? No. We did recast. I repositioned the line while I was waiting for Starlink to reconnect. My first battery died, Dave James. I forgot my big batteries in my backpack at home. We're only like 20 minutes from my house, though. It's really close. So that battery was already partially discharged. It's what I was running. The 2 batteries that I have, I took out of my DeWalt lights. That's what I was using for the night stream when we were at Tiber. So there's a 4 amp and a 5 amp hour one, and they only last hour and a half-ish with the Starlink. We're in central Montana, Uncle Beard. How old is your kiddo? Asked because my dad would make me go fishing with him even when I was like 5. He's 9, he'll be 10 next month. He likes fishing with me sometimes, but not very often. Homer mine never wants to go fishing. Every once in a while he'll ask to go. But most of the time he'd much rather stay at Grandma's house and watch TV and play video games. Usually if we're going somewhere that there's a lot of nice rocks to dig through, he'll go, and he prefers treasure hunting over fishing. He's found some cool stuff though. He pulls little fossils out and crystals. He's just not huge into fishing. I'm all fishy. Well, that's soaking. I'm gonna take this bobber off the other one and see if we can find some kind of spinnerbait to throw in here. Shoot. Oop, there's Nibble. Come on. Give us more than a nibbly. Just nibblies. Carp fishing? No, rainbow and brown trout fishing is what we're targeting. They'll all happily take a carp if one wants to bite. Good stuff. Not too shabby. I do a lot of catfishing in Arkansas River, here in Oklahoma, just outside of Tulsa. Nice. What kind of catfish do you have over there? Do you guys have flathead or just channel and blue? William, how you doing today? Doing good. Doing absolutely wonderful. How are you? Love from India. Thanks, Nikhil. How you doing, Nikhil? Big Homer growing some Godfather OG and Fruity Pebbles. 3 each, close to harvest. Heck yeah. Oh God, I haven't grown in so many years. It's legal here to do so. I remember back in the day, the few times that I tried to grow, I always ended up with at least one male in the bunch that I wouldn't spot soon enough, and they burst and they ruin everything. Bet you still sore from last night. Now we had 1 day to rest, goonologist. We're doing good. So is only catfish fishing? No, we're after rainbows and brown trout, but there are catfish in here, small catfish called bullheads. There's yellow bullheads and black bullheads in here. Not what we're targeting though, but we could catch one. We are fishing worms, crawlers, and almost anything will bite off a crawler. How'd you do on the jet boat the other day? We got our butts kicked, William. We had one walleye all day. We were on the water for like 12 hours, 12 plus hours. One walleye, 15 minutes in, and then nothing for the next, 11 hours. Oh, you can buy female only seed? Well, Matt, this was back in the day when it was not legal and buying seeds was not really a thing. You get seeds from bags that you smoked. So it's whatever, some of them would end up being female, some of them would be males. And usually you can tell, the male from the female before they burst. There always seemed to be one that, that got through that I didn't spot. Tracy Ice Tray, what's up, Tracy? I don't know what rainbows, I'm not American, but trout in general inside Europe too. Yeah, rainbow trout and brown trout is what we're after. I was told that there are some monster browns that lurk in here. We're gonna check our bait here. Hopefully without falling in the water. Nope, we're still good. We're gonna hold on to her though. I'm gonna stop putting it in the holder. Tried to grow my first time in the 90s in my iguana tank. It ate them. No, I had a couple harvests turn out all right, but it was usually only, 1-2 plants. I used to put my seeds in my bird feeders, and when we had wild plants growing everywhere. Normally on the fly, you can pull loads out on my river. Nice. Yeah, I don't know how to fly fish. I've seen tons of little fish coming up and eating crap off the surface. I haven't seen anything sizable yet, though. But I have it on good authority that there's some real chunky browns lurking right around here. Normally on the fly, you can pull. We got loads of rain here in Connecticut last night. The water looks like chocolate milk. Oh, jeez. Show your rod on fishing lure. Well, here's the rod. It's a ugly stick carbon, 6'10", medium light fast action. It's paired with a Pisca Fun Carbon X2 1000 series reel. Nice lightweight rod, very sensitive, so you can feel, just little pecks at it, but a very versatile and strong rod as well. I've pulled in some, 20-ish pound fish with this, and they did quite well, surprisingly well. We like them chunky. Yes, we do, Nacho Pancake. Yes, we do. And Jay Fishing, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Hey, it's live, no whipping out the rod. We're just, we got the rod on display here. I'm not shy. Caught my PB yesterday. It's a 27-pound catfish. Nice, Mr. Edits. That's a fat fish. What kind of catfish? Channel? Flathead? Blue? What are you catching? We've only had one fish so far. It was a white sucker. We're after rainbow trout and brown trout. William, I always wonder how fish can live in such murky waters. I know, yeah. We have some really... I mean, this is called Muddy Creek for a reason. Usually it's like chocolate milk. This far up the Muddy Creek, it's been pretty clear though. Once you get down closer to the Sun River, it gets real dark. And it just spews chocolate milk into the Sun River. But the muddy water I can understand, like, or at least to an extent how they can live in that. What really baffles me is how the fish live in the thick, like, algal blooms in certain water bodies. You would I imagine their gills, like, you know what, like your air conditioner or, you know, your heater in the house, you got a filter on it and it sucks up all the shit. You know, and you got to take it and clean it out and peel like layers of crap off of it. Like I picture, you know, those algal blooms. Like fish's gill must end up like, you know, the filter on your air conditioner. Like you would think it would just starve them. I don't know. I feel like something was just messing with the line there. Caught anything yet? No, just the one white sucker a little bit ago. Sir, that rod is thin. Hey, it does its job, the taster of thickness. I'm sorry, my rod is not of your preferred thickness. Like big snots in your nose. Are you digging it? Are they properly crunchy for you? I've got a new nickname for you. Oh yeah, oh Dave James. What's that now? Big Homer, not just the gills getting clogged, but the algae literally taking... That too, yeah, like you would imagine it would just deplete all the oxygen. I don't know. One fish rod. Is that my Indian name there, Dave James? One fish rod? Yeah, I got a rumor. No, I can't lie. Have you ever watched Hoodwinked? Probably. Is that a movie? I feel like that's a movie that I've probably seen. Basement Sports, what have you caught? Just one white sucker so far. Dave James says yes. One fish rod. Because you look like that goat who doesn't stop singing. I don't know what goat you're talking about. Those guys just like super slow rolled past me. What's your PB, Mr. Edits? Catfish, channel cat. I think the biggest channel cat that I've caught was 18 and a half. 18 or 18 and a half pounds. I always fish next to rapids because the water gets lots of oxygen. Yeah, it does. The churning of it oxygenates it. Elijah Klein, Diddy. We got the Diddy sauce on one of the worms. It's a movie, it's an animated movie, and there's a goat who doesn't stop singing. You should check it out. I'll have to do that knowing. Elijah caught my drift. What river or tributary is this made? So this is called Muddy Creek. It's a tributary of the Sun River here in central Montana. Oh, there's a nibbly. Can we get more than a nibbly? I can't reel in a nibbly. Yeah, there's a surprising number of species that are in potentially in this little creek. The rainbows, the browns. We got multiple different species of sucker, common carp, northern pike, walleye, yellow bullhead, black bullhead. All sorts of critters can be in here. Did I, not Diddy, but like your channel man. What's up, Rugby Life? Yeah, so the goat says, did I? And he just starts singing. Oh, okay. No, bro, you can ask your mom or your sister or something for a shout out there, buddy. How deep is it? It's fairly shallow, 3 to 5 foot, I think. I haven't gone diving to check it out, but I would imagine somewhere between 3 and 5 feet, fairly shallow. It's the nearest airport to you. Great Falls International Airport. You ever had a pike eat a fish you were reeling in? I've had them bite at it. I haven't. Oop. There we go. Come on. Alright, well apparently all we get is nibblies. What are you fishing out of? Where? Oh, this is near Power, Montana or Gordon, Montana. What's up, Joel? How you doing? You are no fish. One fish, one white sucker, that's all we've caught. Mark says greetings from UK. What's up, Mark? Greetings from Montana. Detroit in the chat. What's up, Detroit? Dylan Saeed. So what are you using? We're just fishing with nightcrawlers right now. We have one on a chartreuse floating jig head and another one just on a 1/0 hook. So it's laying on the bottom. I thought I would be just a little bit more aggressive than that. What do you mean, William? Yeah, I think we're just getting picked at either by little bullheads or maybe baby trout. What are you thinking of tonight? Probably somewhere on the Missouri River or the Sun River. I don't know, seeing my buddy off of Fish Brain pulling a burbot out of the Sun River last night makes me kind of want to go night fish the Sun River. It was just a little one. I'm at Trout. India coming fish. Maybe someday, Ajit. One of these days I'd love to travel around the world and do off the bank. Yeah, from the spot that I normally pike fish from. You've probably seen it, the bridge that I fish from on the Sun River. They pulled out a freaking, like a 17.5 pound carp and a little burbot last night. Rod squad is going to the Sun River. Yeah, after this battery dies, that's probably where we'll go. I gotta head home and pick up my backpack. It's about 20 minutes from here, but then the Sun River, that bridge is like 5 minutes from my house. Any tips on purchasing a John boat? Don't get a riveted John boat, get a solid welded John boat. If you get a riveted boat, I don't care who makes it, how expensive, how nice of a boat it is. You're gonna have a lifetime of sealing tiny leaks on the boat. So if you do get a John boat, get a solid welded John boat instead of a riveted one. Beyond that though, I mean, don't pay too much for it. There's a whole ton of them out there on the market. If you're fishing, mostly rivers, go for a flat bottom. If you're planning on fishing bigger water, you might consider, a V-hull or a modified V-hull. Most John boats are small. Storage is going to be very limited, so you're going to have to pick whether you prefer much less storage or much less storage and maneuverability, like a flat deck to walk around, or if you prefer more storage and having to, go over seats. I would love mine to be a bit more maneuverable, but I don't know what I would do without the extra storage. Oh yeah, I've watched you for months. Yeah, if you were watching, maybe you'll remember that one of the more memorable streams I was in the middle of a really bad rainstorm and thunder, and we hid under the bridge for a few hours while it was like monsooning around us. That was the Sun River. That's the bridge that I'm talking about. And yeah, he pulled a monster carp out of there last night, and it was a small one, but it was a burbot. Let me see if I still got it up here. Yeah. Just a little guy. But he pulled her out of there last night. No, we're 20 minutes from my house right now, maybe closer to 15 minutes from my house. And the Sun River, it's like five from my house, just right behind where I live. I remember that stream. I was so worried for you. Yeah, that's where I normally go to pike fish, close by my house. I've caught sucker out of there, I've caught carp out of there, but I've never managed to pull a burbot out. But people tell me that they ice fish there in the winter, that there's a couple of holes right there by the bridge that are deep enough that don't get solid ice, and that they just poke holes and they catch burbot there. It's like an eel, we don't have them. The small ones, the baby ones, adolescent or juvenile, I should say, look more like an eel. They're skinny, they're slimy, but when they get adults, the big ones, they're weird looking. They turn from looking like an eel to like a big tadpole looking thing. They have like a fat front head, but yet still kind of like that skinny little tail coming off the back. They're bizarre looking. It's one of the only freshwater cod species, I guess. Connor, it's a pretty small rod. I don't imagine you catch many fish with it. Just saying. Trent is 2 minutes away, but I'm only 30 miles from its source. It's very shallow, literally 3 feet, couple of deep holes, trout, chub, 3 pound, roach, and perch. Nice, Mark. That sounds like a fun little creek to fish. Mark Hatridge says no. I ice fished there too. It was like a blizzard. You have to run a trot line. In here, you would only be able to have 2 hooks on it. I mean, oh, you mean in the winter? In the winter. Maybe, I don't know. Saying glad you're live. I need to chill. What's up, Smoky Labs? Welcome. You're welcome to come here and chill anytime. You know that, brother. All right, we just keep getting nibblies. I'm gonna check our bait again, reset. They're right off the edge. Nothing. A little closer. I think there's a deeper pocket over on that other side. What part of the world you in? We're in central Montana, which is kind of up near the Canadian border and 2 states away from the Pacific coast. You got Washington, Idaho, then Montana, right along the Canadian border. No mountains. Yeah, we're kind of out in the plains right now. Behind you, I guess you can kind of see. Let me switch her around. We have a little bit of mountains in the background there. But we're kind of down in a valley right now in the plains. Ooh. Set the phone down. I'm feeling something nibbling. Yeah. No, I haven't gotten a spinner out yet. I was going to dig for that. But then my battery died on the Starlink and I changed it and I stopped digging. I should dig one out though. Travis, I'm telling you, man, the next natural disaster you mention will be the last. Please, hang out, chat, have fun. Let's stop talking about your isolated natural disasters that only happen in your vicinity. What are you fishing for? Rainbow trout, brown trout? Andrea, yo bro, what's up, Andrea? I have a bachelor's. That's the best lure that sparkles and cut me a 25-inch pipe on one of the dams nearby. This is Jack Carter. I don't know, which dam are you talking about, Jack? Drink any beer when you're out there for a while. Personally, my favorite is some good bush lights. Not if I'm driving. I don't bring beer with me. If somebody else was driving and I was fishing with them, I'd probably have a few beers in the cooler. Fishing's one of the only times that I drink. What are you fishing for? Rainbow trout, brown trout? I feel sorry for Travis. He's been through it all. Just looking out, considering last time I was there in Montana. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Hammy. We're from Montana, William. I can't believe I forgot my whole backpack full of crap. Normally I'm really good about remembering the recording gear. It's that stocked leg. Joey, it's a creek, it's not a lake. Oops. I don't know offhand what the source of Muddy Creek is. If it's a good question, I don't know. Hey, Skipjack Cindy. Smokey, any luck on any more fish, my bro? No, just the one white sucker so far. I am had a bunch of little nibbles and bites, hence why I'm holding the pole here. And I'm getting one right now as we speak. They're just tiny little nibbles. Hey, Siege Kid. What are you doing, Cindy? I thought you guys were going fishing. Haven't left yet? Luis Gonzalez, Skipjack Cindy in the house. That's right. You got a fishing celebrity in here. Leaving now. Okay. You guys decide where you're gonna go, or are you still waiting to get in the truck to figure it out? Sloppy 2 seconds. I lived in Noxon, Trout Creek, Thompson Falls, Billings. Oh, nice. You've been all over in Montana, Sloppy. We're close to Great Falls or Vaughan, Montana. I mean, that's what I need, my fishing trip to reset my state of mind. Maybe Smoky. Ooh. Use a bobber with corn, small hook. Joey Alders, that's what we started with today, was a bobber. There's so much overgrowth, so much crap growing over the edge of the stream here that every cast I was getting tangled all up in the weeds, which you'll see every time I pull it in. I do still, but there's enough current here that it was, I mean, every 30 seconds or so I got to reel it in, and I spend 15 seconds unsnagging my line from everything. Fishing while watching you. Nice, Greg Thomas. What are you fishing for? The River Trent in UK, about 285 times north, empty into this humble. That's a long river, Mark. Is the wind picking up there? A little bit, yeah. Is that your lucky fishing shirt? William, I have like 5 shirts just like this. Some of them are the white and black, and then I have like blue and white. I wear them all the time. They're super thin. They protect me from the UV. If they get wet, they dry really quick. They're nice. Tilapia, 0. There's no tilapia in here, Ralph. Why am I green? I was blue. No, green is the rod squad. But Madhead, you've never been a mod in here. You might be at some point, but you've never been a mod. FOE Angler, what creek? This is Muddy Creek. How you doing, FOE? What's your temperature over there? I would say it's probably mid-70s right now, it feels like. What kind of rod do you use? Ugly Stick Carbon, 6'10", medium light, fast action. Just ordered a couple Corda camo hoodies. It's gonna get colder soon. Yeah, I start throwing on layers when it gets cold. Hoodies are nice. Usually hoodie is one of my layers, or multiple. I'm green though, I swear I was blue. Different channel, Madhead, different channel. The green, again, you turn from white to green, and that's the Rod Squad, the membership. I think you probably were gifted that from somebody. What have you caught today? Just one fish so far, one white sucker. But we're just gonna fish here for a little bit longer. The battery that we have right now isn't gonna last us but another half hour, probably 45 minutes. When this one dies, we're gonna head back to the house and pick up my other battery packs and probably go fish a different location. Try a white jig with small weight, working slowly. Yeah, again, I'm trying to cast out and leave it there because there's so many weeds. But now what you're recommending is solid. I'm not trying to cast and reel in and cast and reel in. There's so much brush and weeds hanging over here. Every time I reel in, it takes me 15, 20 seconds to untangle it from all this crap. So I'm using just a sinker rig right now, trying to get it out there and get it stationary so I can get a good, 3 to 5 minutes of it soaking before I got to bring it back in. No trolling, I'm in the mod god here. I've had enough of the mod god for one day. A good underwater footage from last marathon stream. I reviewed it, Hammy D. Not a single damn fish over 3 hours of recording, which is insane because we were on the finder. We were over fish all day long. What's up, Danny the Stinger Manny? Got a lot of weight on there. It's about a 3/8 inch weight. It's not very much. Just enough to keep us from tumbling too much. And it is still tumbling a little bit. What's your PB? Hadassah, 22.5 pound, 42 inch northern pike. Was I mod on this channel or was it a different? Katrina, that must have been a different channel. I've only ever added, and I add pretty slowly, but occasionally I add a new mod to the channel, but I've never removed anybody from being a mod on here. Nope, not yet the one. We had a bunch of nibbles and bites, but it feels like just itty bitty fish. They're just not big enough to take the hook. Who's putting 100 with me? What are you smoking? American Spirit Mellow Menthols. Thought I was blue on this channel, and I wasn't. Nope. I don't think so, Katrina. Again, I've never removed mods. Katrina Cook, you've been smoking my gear, right? You both are like, wasn't I blue? No. Good luck fishing. Thanks, Diego. Ron Riordan, what we fishing for? Target species is rainbow trout and brown trout. I'm told that there's quite large browns that are lurking in these shallow waters here, but all we've had bites so far today is white sucker. Off to bed. It's almost 11 at night. Alarm goes off at 4 in the morning. Let me know if you hit the 250 likes next stream. I'll drop 250 gifted memberships. Oh, Tommy, you are insane, my friend. Get some rest, buddy. I don't think we'll be hitting 250 this stream, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Mr. Dinosaur, do you remember me? Yeah, your name looks familiar. How you doing, Mr. Dinosaur? What is with everyone thinking they were blue? I don't know, Dave James. What do you mean by a mod? Moderator in the chat. Next time, go bass fishing. Adasi, yeah, we bass fish every once in a while on this channel. Get that 10-pound bass. The bass pond that I normally fish at, the biggest that I've seen pulled out of there is like 5-6 pounds. My biggest is like 2. Dang the autocorrect. Yeah, usually. What's up, Sloppy? You said you lived in, oh wait. Pitter patter, let's get after chat, slap that like button, we'll slap Chris. Thanks, Sloppy. Slappy, slappy, slappy. Double tappy. That'll give a like. Some people on mobile don't know that if you just double tap on the screen that it gives a thumbs up. Otherwise, it's like complicated to find it. You gotta like dig for the little icon. Don't get a mod, embrace the trolls. What's up, Sherry 420? Unc, you are geeked. Thanks, Jamal. Thanks. Is that the famous Tommy? That is indeed Tommy Stam, the man, the living legend. Any life advice you'd give to a young couple with no families? Work, save your money, live meagerly. Save your money, invest. You're gonna need it much later in life if you ever want to quit working. I lost 2 big pike today. Ah, Sherry, that's a shame. Did you catch any, or did you just lose some chunkers? Neo Arc, Tommy Robinson. They shook the hook. That happens. Pike, especially the bigger ones, get quite violent head shakes. They're tough to keep a hook in sometimes, even multiple trebles. I remember catching a bass on a hand line in Noxon Reservoir with snorkel gear. Snorkeling with a hand line? That's an interesting way to fish, Sloppy. What do you do for work? No, I work for a web development firm. I do full stack development, security consulting, a whole bunch of nerdy shit. Ooh. I don't know. That felt like a little more than a nibble. Married? No. But I've been with Mia for the better part of a decade. Give you advice, whoever says any advice, don't have children. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's one that people don't want to hear. But yeah, if you don't have any kids yet, don't. Hold off till much later in life. Having children young is going to cost you a whole lot of money that you're not going to be able to invest and turn into more money. Not to mention that, but it's just having kids is stressful. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a wonderful, or can be a wonderful experience, but also stressful. And for a new relationship, it can cause a lot of unneeded stress. But that's just my 2 cents. Y'all do whatever you wish. This is what Ohio looks like if it was in person. Oh yeah? Yeah, we're just kind of here in the plains area of Montana right now. We have the Rocky Mountains to our east and high woods to our west. What is on your face? I think it's a face. I have a face on my face, Bryce. What's on your face, Bryce? Nice live, bro. What's up? What's up, Merchu? Appreciate the sub there, Sierra Buller Crazy Speedy. Fist bump. Appreciate the sub. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Looking into HVAC and hope to retire with my own company so I can fish all day. HVAC, yeah, trades like that, they can get to be quite profitable. It's expensive to hire an HVAC guy to come in and do something. Or a beard. I have a beard on my face that is on my face. It's a beard. It's like one of them troll beards, from when you're little. They got the pink and the orange and the green. I have a troll beard. What's your biggest trout? Logan, the biggest trout I actually just caught this year at Willow Creek Reservoir. Just under 5 pounds. It was like 4.9 something. And I think I would have to look on FishBrain. It's 23.5 or 24 inch. 8 grandchildren, you can tell me about stress. Oh, Lord. Well, at least with the grandchildren, you can usually send them back home when they get to be little boogers. When they're not grandchildren, you don't get to send them anywhere, besides grandma and grandpa's every once in a while. But they're always coming home. What type of fish you catch more of in this site? This is the first time I've fished here. I was told to come here that there's big browns that lurk in here. All I've caught so far is one white sucker, but there's been lots of nibbles. There's lots of fish in here. I've seen little ones surfacing, eating off the top. Hard to tell what they are. I mean, they're only yay big. But it's a really shallow creek. Earlier in the year, there's quite a bit of water flow through here. It's quite fast, actually, and high. But this time of the year, the current is way down, the level is way down, and there are spots where it literally gets almost like little waterfalls. So whatever fish are in here are basically trapped in here for the rest of the season. So there end up being, you know, a lot of ways for big fish to get in here, and then they get stuck in here until, you know, the next snow melt. How was it the other night on the boat? Oh, we got our butts kicked. We had one walleye 15 minutes into the stream from the boat, and then we spent the next 12 hours trolling around Tiber Reservoir, not getting a single bite on anything. I didn't see anything on the catch cams, nothing. Favorite car? Oh, that's a tough one. My favorite car growing up was a 1973 Nova. Or a Chevelle, very similar. Late 60s, early 70s Chevy cars. Logan, what are you using today? We're using nightcrawlers, one just on a hook on the bottom, another one on a floating chartreuse jig head that's got about a 10-inch leader on it. So we're basically on the bottom and floating, you know, about 10 inches or so off the bottom. But just night crawlers. Landon, do you have a pontoon? No, I have a 16-foot aluminum flat bottom John with a 75 horsepower Evinrude Johnson 2-stroke jet outboard. Honda Civic, the one with the choke. Yeah, Honda Civic, my favorite car ever. Use maggots or power bite. Try fly fishing or a 00 spinner. Yeah, I'd be throwing a spinner right now or a small spoon if there wasn't so much freaking overhang here. I don't have waders with me, so fishing with all these overhanging weeds. We tried bobber for a little while when we first got here, and I was just tangling up every cast, and it was just a pain in the butt. So now we only have to deal with it every time I cast in, which is every, 5-10 minutes. How you doing today, Rod? Doing wonderful, Mr. Minerva. How's your day going? 1997 OBS is good Silverado. 97 Silverado. Yeah, wouldn't be at the top of my list. I love old cars, but they all like 10K now. Yeah. Now I've got a couple of early 70 and 80 square body Chevy pickups rusting away in my yard, and my 1975 Oldsmobile 98 Cotner Bevington hearse. That one needs some parts as well. I need a new front end for it. Appreciate the sub there, Brandon Hodge. 350 4-speed. Yep. Heck yeah. Just played a gig and re-up my fish whistles. Nice. Heck yeah. That sounds like a productive day. I've caught one white sucker. That's as far as I've made it today. I went to the dump. I always hate that. I had a whole truck bed full of crap I had to bring to the dump. Now we're trying to catch some fish. Let's throw some fresh crawlers on here. We need some wiggly action, maybe. They've picked both of these crawlers up a ton, so they're not. She's not looking too wiggly anymore. Let's get some freshens on there. Maybe that'll get us a little more action. And this one, we've got 2 kernels of corn left on it. And no wiggly action. You know what we're missing? One of them managed to get our power bait ball. I forgot about that. Huh. Didn't notice that. I'm not walking to the truck to get another one. So we're just gonna throw a crawler on this guy. Time to change local. Yeah, we probably have, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes left on this battery. So basically the stream is gonna die at some point in the near future. When it does, I'm gonna pack up and head back to the house and grab my backpack with all my batteries in it. And we'll probably go set up somewhere else. What you got rigged up, by the way? It's a high-low rig. Bottom hook is just a crawler. Top hook is chartreuse green floating jig head, tipped with a crawler. Thanks for the advice, guys. Best wishes. Anytime, Diego. If it wasn't streaming, would you fish differently? I asked because I move all over. Yeah, if I wasn't streaming, usually I'm quite more mobile. I have my fishing backpack, and usually I carry 2 poles with me. I'm pretty weighted down with, the recording gear, the phone stand. So I don't move nearly as much when I'm streaming. It's quite a bit more tedious to do so. Corn must be trout fishing. Yep, Patrick, we are. Brown trout, rainbow trout. Carp will eat corn too. Lots of different fish will eat corn, actually. Trout fishing. Yep, that's what we're after. There's supposedly some chunky browns floating around in here in this little creek. Catch a fish. Adasa, that is literally what we're trying to do here. If you got some magic that you can just say fish on and it happens, let me know. But here in the real world, fishing and catching are 2 different things. You gotta fish for a while until you catch. You don't just throw in and catch. Windy out there. Here's the same thing. I might head out in an hour or 2 this evening, see what I get. Yeah, the breeze has been picking up a little bit. And again, I forgot my external mic. Normally, I apologize for the wind noise you guys are probably hearing on the camera. That's in my recording bag that I left sitting at home when I left the house today. Don't forget to grab something to eat. Yeah, I should snack on something. I did stuff myself pretty good. I ordered some Pizza Hut last night. Gorged and then passed out. Would you convert to Judaism if it meant more fish? Nope, I wouldn't. Because I know it wouldn't. I find when you hook trout, they jump all over and spit the hook. Sometimes they do, Madhead. Browns definitely fight a lot harder than rainbows, from what I've felt. I find when you hook, oh, I read that, munch on some crawlers. Dwight, those are for the fish, my friend. I don't know, maybe you bring up an extra container for yourself when you go fishing. I bring just enough for the fish. You're either up north or out west to be fishing that water. trout fishing. Where are you located? Patrick, we're in central Montana, Pacific Northwest. We're up kind of by the Canadian border. I use treble hooks for trout. Keith, yeah, I almost always use single hooks for trout. 99% of the time I'm catching trout, I'm catching release. And treble hooks get to be pretty brutal at times with trout. They have quite soft mouths, but I don't use maybe. Whatever works for you, Dwight. Dr. Cron, have you ever tried drip shoring for trout using plastic lures? I don't know what drip shoring refers to, but occasionally I will throw, small rubbers and jigs for brown trout. I've never had good luck catching rainbows that way. Brown trout seem to be more predatory. Oh, drop shot. That makes a little more sense. Drop shot. Yeah, I've drop shotted for browns. I've never hit a rainbow with drop shot unless I was running a crawler on it. Not much fishing goes on here in London. Oh, really, Ian? You guys not have a lot of water around there? I'm not familiar with what London looks like on a map. You ever tried noodling? Heck no, David. I don't like being in the water, and I definitely ain't sticking my hands in no dark holes hoping something bites it. Y'all have fun with that. I'll watch ya. I'll cheer you on. But you will not see me sticking my hand in no deep dark holes. I've grown quite fond of my appendages. I'd like to keep them for as long as possible. Not much fish on here on Singapore too. Yeah, it's a bit slow here today. I made a rig that's like a drop shot, but I have 3 hooks like 6 inches apart or more. Haven't tried it yet, don't know if it'll work. Yeah, no, I do a double hook drop shot. It can be effective. What I like to use, what I start tying them with, they have, a lot of different brands make them, but it's basically a drop shot hook, so it's offset, but it's got a swivel and an eye on the top and the bottom. So you're tying, and the hook can spin freely around your drop shot rig. But I'll tie 2 of them on with, your sinker on the bottom. It works. It's effective. And it actually, for this particular, how we're fishing right now, it would probably be even better. I just don't have any tied up right now. Haven't seen those used anywhere. Interesting. Yeah, I have. Let me see if I can dig the hooks out here. Our line's gonna jiggle a little bit. Digging in there. Yeah, so it's just. Actually, so it's a through swivel, basically. There's a bunch of different variations of these. So you just tie a line on the top, tie, sinker on the bottom, and then you can add as many as you want in line. VMC makes those Kamikatsu, some similar brands. I think the ones that I have, Patrick, are actually VMC. The only hook I use is Owner Mosquito hook, size 8. That works real well for panfish and small fish, Dr. Cron. But hooking and holding a bigger fish with a size 8 hook, is kind of a gamble. That's you can't get much meat on a hook set on, you know, a bigger fish when you're just using a little mosquito hook like that. Pretty neat. Give me some of those if I can find them. That's the VMC one for sure. Yeah, I think it was. I took it out of the package to put her in my hook box. No big ones in Las Vegas? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're fishing a water body that doesn't really have big fish, then those itty bitty hooks, you end up catching a heck of a lot more with them. Normally, if you see me on stream and I'm fishing at one of the local ponds, that's usually what I'm throwing, is anywhere from like a size 4 to a size 8 hook on a bobber, usually. Rod, what size hook do you use? It depends on what I'm fishing for. Right now, I'm fishing for trout. And the jig that I have is probably the equivalent to like a size 2 hook. And then the bottom one that I have a full crawler on is like a 1/0, which is a little bit big for trout. But again, I'm anticipating some fairly large browns out of here. And the 1/0 hook would not be at all oversized for those. Have you ever lost a fish because you're not happy, because your net was too small? Just happened to me, not happy about it. Yes, AR Grin. In fact, last year, I lost what would have been Montana state record carp because the fat bastard just simply would not fit in the net. We'll be in Knoxville, Rod. We decided, nice. I lived in Knoxville for about a year. Long time ago. I never fished while I was there, though. When I caught my sturgeon last year, I hooked him on a small 1/4 ounce jig head. Wasn't aiming for sturgeon. Caught him by chance. Nice. That's a itty bitty jig to catch a big fish on. That's awesome, though. Downtown. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the hell my address was there. What the hell's in Knoxville? There's a really big park that's got, it's almost like the Seattle Space Needle in the park. And you can like go up and it's like an observatory. It's right near a couple of college campuses. I forget what the hell the street name was. You know what I'm talking about, Cindy? World Fair Park. Okay, yeah. I lived right down by there for the year that I lived in Knoxville. I worked at Jimmy John's on whatever the hell the busy street was there that ran down past the park. World Fair Park, that's right. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like almost 20 years ago. Maybe across from Neyland Stadium. Okay. We'll have to swing in and hang out for a little bit. I think our battery's about to die here. What is it, 3:14 here? I think we'll hang out here for just another short while. For another 15 minutes or so, or until our battery dies. Oh, there's something surfacing right over there. Dang it. What are you? We're gonna move our line. Come to butthead. Untangle. Oh. Cumberland, yes, that's it. Cumberland Avenue. Yeah, the Jimmy John's there. I worked there for almost a year. 20 years ago. Hi, bro. Which fish? Tanner, we've caught one white sucker. We're after rainbow trout and brown trout. Yeah, one white sucker is what we've caught so far. What are you? Fish? Skeeter, I don't understand what you're saying, bro. How you doing, Skeeter? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Cal. Timmons. Hey, CK. How's it going there? Doing good, Melita. How you doing? Man, there sure is a lot of traffic on this little road back here. I had no luck today, not even a nibble. Oh man, that's too bad. We caught one fat little white sucker earlier. We've had just nibbles since then. Lots of nibbles. This is good. I was here when you did? Okay, yeah. Nothing since then, just nibbles. All right, that drifted us right into the edge of the stream. One last cast, and then we're gonna move spots. I've been in and out, but came in late. When did you get out there? Oh, we've been out here, I guess almost 3 hours now. It feels like no time because normally I fish, 12, 16 hours, but I feel like we just got here. But I forgot my backpack with all the batteries in it at home, so we'll have to cut it short here. Is there carp in there, I wonder? Maybe even bullheads? There definitely would be bullheads. I would assume I don't know of a freshwater body around here that doesn't have common carp in it, or they seem to be a quite prolific species. There's rainbow trout, brown trout. There, I would imagine, are probably northern pike. Walleye. There could potentially be burbot in here. Lots of different fish could be in here. It's a tributary of the Sun River. And earlier in the year when the water levels are high, I would imagine there's all sorts of different fish that swim up this and then get stuck here when the water levels drop. Gaia, what's up, Gaia? And see, it's so hard to read with those green names. As much as I love that Tommy Stam turned everybody green in here, they're like 1,000 times harder to read the name when there's a glare on the screen. I wish they'd let you customize the membership colors. What are you fishing for? Letty Jr., we're fishing for rainbow trout and brown trout. But we're about done at this location. Unfortunately, I forgot my backpack with all my batteries in it at home when I went to drop me off at work. So we're running off just a couple of DeWalt batteries that I had in my floodlights, my work lights that were in the back of the truck. How long till you live again? It'll probably take me 10 to 15 minutes to get home. Probably sit down for 10 to 15 minutes, change a couple of things in Nightbot here, the location and such. I don't know, I would expect probably within a half hour or so I'll be back online. We're gonna come back out, Gaia. Just a short stream at this location. I just wanted to test this spot. The dude at the dump, I was asking him because the Muddy Creek runs right behind Vaughn Dump. And I was asking him if there's an access road from the dump to get back there. And he said, oh, yeah. But if you want to fish the Muddy, go to Gordon Bridge. The water's deeper there. It's clearer. And that there's really big brown trout in here. So we came down here to drop a line in for a little bit and see if the brown trout were hungry today. Got one fat white sucker so far, but no brown trout. I do enjoy the streams. Thanks, Dwight. I'm glad you come along fishing and that you enjoy yourself. I love having you guys in here. David Edison said hi. What's up, David? Dwight, yeah, no, we'll be back online after this. Josie, welcome back. How you doing, Josie? Hey, Brett, Madison. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, turn on all notifications so you know when he's live. Yeah, it helps. Sometimes YouTube still doesn't tell people, but at least you have a chance. David Edison, looks like you're having a great time. Wish I was with you. Oh, David, I'm always having a good time when I'm fishing. We don't always catch a bunch of stuff, but it sure is a heck of a lot of fun trying. What's in that water? Rainbow trout, brown trout, white sucker, yellow bullhead, black bullhead, probably common carp, northern pike, walleye. There's a wide variety of things that can get up in this creek from the Sun River, which it connects to. Trying to mess with videos and logos and stuff, it's a pain. It is. It can be fun, but it's also, it's so much work. It's exhausting. But just pick away at it. You'll get some stuff out. We're gonna give her another, let's say 10 minutes or so, and if we don't get a fish, we're gonna hop home and hop to the next location. Cal Timmons, how you doing, Cal? Start packing a few things away here. Come on, fishy. I poop in Walmart, said hi. What's up, I poop in Walmart? I don't think you'll be shopping at Walmart very long if you poop in Walmart. I don't know, maybe. Just my 2 cents, my advice to you is to not poop in Walmart. I think I've got a good logo, but I'm just gonna stew on it a while. Yeah, there's no rush. Post it when you like it. Use ChatGPT, put in a real picture, made my eyes really close together and my forehead real long. Yeah, AI would be doing some not cool stuff with photos you give it. What's up, Redneck Amusement? How you doing, buddy? Can we get one more fish and then we can go? Just one. One fat brown. Come on, I know you're swimming in here. One fat brown lunker. That's what we're trying for. William, I would think the mouth of the river would be more productive. It would be, in that the mouth is actually, it's right by my house where the muddy spits in. It's private property though. And I haven't figured out who owns it. I want to just drive down there. I hate being the guy that just rolls onto somebody's property and knocks on a door and be like, hey, can I fish? A lot of people in Montana don't take too kindly to people coming on their property without permission. So I need to figure out who owns it and find somebody who knows them, and I need to ask them because I've wanted to. It's like a quarter of a mile from my house, and it would be such a nice spot. They used to apparently have a walleye tournament there every year on the opposite side. So like basically the opposing side of where the Muddy Creek spills into the sun. But the guy who owns that land kicked everybody off because people were leaving trash everywhere. Ooh. Come on, that was a fish. Damn it. Do you have the Onyx app? I use fronting shows who owns phone numbers sometimes. I don't have Onyx, but I can look up on, there's Montana State Cadastral. It's a land ownership that the county provides. So I know who owns the land, but it doesn't give you a phone number. And again, I'm also, I don't want to be the asshole that's like, I mean, I would hang up on me if I called and was like, hey, is this so-and-so? Do you own such and such? That's about how far they'd get before I hung up the phone on them. So I need to figure out somebody who knows them that I can get, an introduction. But yeah, I want to fish there. I think it would be really good pike fishing, really good walleye fishing. Probably trout as well. Oh, I already read that. Because there's technically, there's two different people that I could ask, the people that own, the left side of the embankment, the people that own the right side of the embankment. People that are on the opposite side already kicked everybody off, so I don't think I would get permission that way. But I want to. It'd be such a nice little honey hole to fish. I love fishing the Sun River, but there's so few public access spots on it around here where I live. Almost all of them, they're very, very busy. And especially so since I started posting my catches from those locations on FishBrain. It's one of my honey holes for pike. Good afternoon from Maine. What's up, G? Good afternoon from Montana. Do you use a steel leader for trout? No, not for trout. Got anything? VX? Just one white sucker. That's it. We're about to roll on out of here for me to pick up my other batteries, and we're gonna head to a different spot. we'll come back here at some other time. And maybe next time I'll bring my my DR trimmer so we can bust out a path here. The fish heard me say I was leaving and I immediately got a bite. We're leaving if you don't bite. You hear that? It's your last chance, buddy. Why is that? Every time you threaten to take a lure out of the water or to leave from a spot, you get just enough to keep you interested. Good morning here in India, 3 a.m. Wow, that's early. Good morning. Very early morning to you. Gotta say the last cast magic, then cast 78 more times, right? Last cast. All right, maybe just one more. All right, well, that was in the right spot. Let me try just over here. No, that didn't quite hit it. Promise, last one. No, I think this spot would probably be real good early morning or, you know, closer to dusk. I don't know about y'all, but trout bite for me mid-afternoon has never been all that great. Unless you're, you know, like nice overcast skies. Sometimes the trout bite will stay longer. That's because I got here and want to see you catch one more fish. We're trying. It was definitely a nice little nibble there, but somebody's rooster's broken. Roostering. That's not rooster 30. I usually say there ain't no fish in here, and then I get a bite. Or bait isn't working, and I'm gonna change it, then I get a bite. Yeah, right? That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, all right, we've been running this bait for 3 hours. Let's go ahead and wham! It's like, all right, well, maybe not. Come on, there's gotta be somewhere here that's good to cast. What are we missing? Try the little swirly eddy here. Oh, damn it. Helps to open the bail first. Step 1, guys, open the bail. So I'm told, at least. I've never caught a fish before. Wow, that wind really picked up. Sorry for the wind noise, guys. Right, we're about to get hit left. What's up, Rod? How's it going? How long you been out? We've been out here a few hours. Oh man, it's blowing the aphids around. It's gross. Lee, it's .catches or .caught. Either of them will work. I'm not fishing today, so I'm sending you all the luck I get. Appreciate you, Dana. There you go, Lee. we'll be back out in a little bit. I just got to go home, grab my battery packs, regroup, see if maybe I can get somebody to pick up Mia from work. Otherwise, I got to grab her from work at 6. Between 3 of those, we're definitely got it covered. I hope so. You using Phoebe? Kevin Kale, what do you mean Phoebe? Silver Phoebe? Oh, how about now? Hey, Tom Max. All right, cool. Yeah, battery died. So we're running the Starlink from my cigarette lighter right now in the truck. We're gonna head back and pick up our battery pack and backpack with batteries. Head to a new spot. What's up, Dirty Dan? Welcome back, everybody. Sorry again. We were running on very small batteries there. I left my main battery packs at home. I forgot them when I left the house. So we had two small DeWalt batteries kicking around. Here, I'm gonna turn it around so you guys can see. Rather than looking at my ugly face, you guys can check out the scenery here. I love that. So there's a sign on the corner that says, "Vote no on everything. We don't need it and we can't afford it anyway." Gotta love politics here. You guys see that they don't even fence the roads around here. There's just cows. They're just, you'll get them standing in the middle of the road and it's like you have a standoff with the cow. Like, who's gonna move first? Hey, Josie. My car died on me today. Oh, that sucks, Dirty Dan. Do you know what's wrong with it? What time did you start streaming, Alex? About 3 hours ago. Hunt any big game in Montana? I used to. I haven't hunted in years. One of these years I'm gonna probably try and get a calf elk. I think out of all the animals that I hunted in the past, the one that I enjoyed eating the most was elk, and calf elk are just absolutely delicious. Really tasty meat, really soft. Very tender meat. I don't care for mule deer. Whitetail's good, again, if you get a doe, or preferably, you know, a Bambi. I know that sounds weird, but the young ones are always so much less gamey tasting and much less chewy. But I don't really care for moose. I've tried moose a bunch of times. Moose I didn't care for. Caribou is like, caribou's weird tasting. Caribou's like really, really sweet. It's just, I don't care for it. Bear is absolutely disgusting. That shit's not even edible as far as I'm concerned. It's just, I don't know, the only thing that I've ever hunted that I enjoyed eating was really elk. And it just clicked, turned it back up. Oh, I missed what you said, Dirty Dan. Battery light came on and it shut off while I was driving. Thanks, Bear. You have a good night as well. And it just clicked and got towed back, though. Yeah, Dirty Dan, that sense, I mean, you either got a short somewhere, and it was a fuse, or your alternator is dying on you. Did you notice before it died, did like electronics start shutting off, your radio? Did like weird parts of the car stop working before it actually chugged and died? Or did it just die? But it sounds like probably either a short and you blew a fuse, or your alternator's toast. Because even with a dead battery, normally your alternator's putting out more than enough power for you to run in most cases. Probably alternator. Venison. Yeah, so whitetail deer are much less gamey tasting usually than mule deer. And it has to do with the fact that most of our whitetail deer around here are grain fed. They eat in the cornfields, the wheat fields. The mule deer usually live at higher elevations for most of the year. And there's not as many farms and fields up there, so they end up eating sage grass and juniper berries, and they eat a bunch of junk. And it makes their meat taste foul. It's gross. But whitetail tend to be not as gamey, but the big whitetail bucks, they're gross. I don't like it. You know, the older female, they're still quite gamey and quite tough. For me, a yearling is about perfect size. You know, so if you could get last year's baby deer, they've had enough time to grow that you get enough meat on the bones to make it worthwhile, but they're not big enough that they're super gamey tasting or super tough. Again, we're kind of just out here in the plains. They're kind of like Badlands of Montana, but they still can be quite pretty. Planning on fishing all night. I'm not sure when we'll end. I got to figure out, see if somebody will pick me up, or if I'm gonna have to do one more stream before I pick me up from work, and then do one, whoa, big bump, one stream afterwards. But I plan on probably, we'll fish till midnight, maybe 2 a.m. Maybe longer if the bite's on, or if nothing's biting and I'm stubborn and say I'm not leaving until we catch something, which is oftentimes how it goes. Not a single house, they're amazing. Nomad's land. Yeah, we're on kind of the outskirts. I mean, a lot of Montana's like this. It's very rural. You have a little town or a little city, and then, you know, miles and miles and miles of nothing in between the next one. But here we're coming to a few houses here. This is the edge of Vaughn, Montana right here. And we're driving along, so the creek we were just fishing in, Muddy Creek, spiral all around here. You can see all these little canyons here on the side of the road. That's all Muddy Creek. But it's all private property as well. So not a lot of it is publicly accessible. You guys gotta see this. So there's some guy it's like a hobo encampment up here. He's just got a shit collection. It's like a bunch of old decrepit trailers and cars and just junk, and he lives up in there. Oh, coming off the road here. The weird recluse. Here's the dump. Fancy dump. And the house next to the dump that steals everything from the dump, they have a whole field full of broken bicycles and washing machines, and they just scrap from the dump right next door constantly. Here again is the Muddy Creek, goes across the highway, and then the mouth of it where it spits into the Missouri is like a quarter mile down to our left, or I guess to your right on the screen. Right by where I live, but it's private property. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna kill the stream. We will restart the stream in probably 30 minutes or so. Thanks for coming along fishing with me. We'll be back at it here in just a little bit. See y'all in a few.